Chapter 308. After the procedures were completed, on the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's citizen list, Luo Feng's status was changed to planet leader. Let's hurry and leave Jade Rock Star. Let's return immediately. Right, contact Earth immediately. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God used their fastest speed to rush to Jade Rock Star's docking bay, sitting in their silver-gray universe ship, leaving Jade Rock Star and beginning universe travel. Within the dark universe, the ship continued to advance. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were in their own cabins, entering the virtual universe network. Virtual universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God appeared out of thin air amidst the crowd on a wide street. The others glanced at the three, some seemingly disdainful. Because, in the virtual universe, only those without property would appear on the streets when they go online, and those with property would appear in their own homes. 30. We're rich people now. Let's go back and buy a house in the virtual universe. Thunder God couldn't help but say softly. He was on Earth, high up above. In the virtual universe, he was actually looked down upon. In the past, we didn't have much money. We couldn't spend it recklessly. Now we can. Let's go back and buy a big house. Luo Feng nodded. The moment one bought a house in the virtual universe, they could bind their family and friends to the house. The moment they went online, they would immediately appear in the house. Otherwise, like Luo Feng and Su Exen, because one was on Earth and the other was in the distant space. If the two entered the virtual universe at the same time, they wouldn't appear on the same street. Unless Hong, Thunder God, and Luo Feng were together in reality, they would only appear in the same place. We'll talk about this later. Let's hurry and contact Earth. Hong said. Luo Feng nodded. The three swiftly found a nearby restaurant and entered a private room, immediately contacting Earth. A screen appeared in midair. Su Xin appeared on the screen. Luo Feng. Su Xin revealed a look of glee. Su Xin, how's Earth now? Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God looked at the screen. Very bad, Su Xin said anxiously. Take a look at this video. Normal people entering the virtual universe network would use an auxiliary quantum computer or even an AI quantum computer. Even though Su Xin was using the consciousness sensing helmet issued by the virtual universe, its efficiency was still much stronger than the normal computers on Earth. Su Xin transferred the video from Earth into the virtual universe and played it. This is the Newell Shan family. It's being broadcasted live on the entire Earth. Su Xin explained. The video started playing. Greetings, humans on Earth. We are the Newell Shan family from the universe. We come with friendly intentions. Don't doubt our strength. That video that had spread throughout every household on Earth was also played in front of Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were all elites of Earth. None of them were idiots. After watching the content of the video, one could tell how bad the situation was. Luo Feng Su Xin said, It's very chaotic now. There are many people in the upper echelons of the 6 major survival bases in the world who have opposing opinions. As for the 6 billion people outside, they are all rioting. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God creased their eyebrows. Of course, they knew what kind of storm the video would cause. Sister-in-law, Hong said solemnly, that video said to give the humans of Earth 12 hours. How long has it been? It's already been 4 hours and 8 minutes. Su Xin immediately said, All right, we'll contact you again in half an hour. Hong said, The communication was cut off. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God looked at each other. Right now, 30 is already the leader of Earth. Using the law to intimidate the Newell Shan family should be useful. Thunder God said, Right, they're only a big family within the Callow Empire against an existence like the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Hong nodded. That definitely wouldn't dare go against it. I understand. Luo Feng agreed. However, I'm thinking, just relying on the law is one thing. It's best if our own strength is strong enough. That's why I'm thinking to see if I can buy a Universe Level 1 slave. Universe Level slave? Hong and Thunder God stared. I'm only considering. I haven't decided yet. Luo Feng pondered. If the price of a universe level 1 slave is within an acceptable range, that's a good thing. After all, only with strength will we have enough confidence. Hong and Thunder God nodded. Even though there were laws within the universe, they were all relative. The Black Dragon Mountain Empire's laws were a huge deterrent to the Newell and Shan family, because the Newell and Shan family was simply too weak compared to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. If it was Luo Feng's teacher, the Yin Mo Planet Master, who directly seized the planet, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire wouldn't even dare to fart. Only with strength would we have enough confidence. Luo Feng sent out a call request. It was the slave manager he met back on Dragonstar when he bought slaves. He was indeed a businessman. It only took a few seconds for the call to connect. On the screen appeared a skinny green-haired man with an extremely warm smile. Mr. Luo Feng, I'm very happy you called me. It's really exciting. The green-haired man was extremely warm. Woola. Luo Feng smiled and asked, I'm here this time to ask if your boss is able to get a universe-level slave. Universe-level slave? The green-haired man stared. The highest a slave could reach was only the universe level. To make a universe-level warrior a slave, one had to first capture him alive and implant a biochip into him when he couldn't resist. To do this, not only did one have to be stronger than the opponent, it also required many other aspects to work together. If you really want to, you can. I have the goods. The green-haired man looked at Luo Feng. It all depends on whether Mr. Luo Feng has enough funds. A universe level 1 slave? How much is it? Luo Feng asked. That's in trillions of Black Dragon dollars. Even the actual transactions are usually done in Ganwu dollars. The green-haired man reminded Luo Feng. Give me a number. Luo Feng urged. The green-haired man looked at Luo Feng with surprise. The first time he met Luo Feng, he felt that Luo Feng had definitely received an exceptional education. His aura was different too. However, he didn't expect. He actually dared to ask about the price of a universe-level slave. This was definitely not something normal people could afford. 10 trillion Black Dragon dollars and up, about 10 billion Ganwu dollars. The green-haired man said, and that's the lowest. Damn. Luo Feng cursed within. Treat it as if I never asked. Luo Feng was very direct. We'll talk again later. I still have things to do. Haha, I have all the time. Mr. Luo Feng can call me anytime. The green-haired man was, however, very passionate. Being a businessman, it was just like that. He was very clear. For a customer like Luo Feng, if he served them well normally, it would make them happy. Who knows when a big deal would come in? A big deal would allow them to earn big. The communication was cut off. Within the private room, Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God exchanged glances. The price is actually so expensive, I thought 2 to 3 trillion Black Dragon dollars would be enough. Luo Feng muttered. The first sum his teacher gave him was 10 billion Ganwu dollars. Buying Earth required 3 trillion Black Dragon dollars. If he used Ganwu dollars to pay, it would only require 1 billion Ganwu dollars. Obviously, to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, to be able to obtain more Ganwu dollars, they were very willing. Right now, Luo Feng's assets were only 9 billion Ganwu dollars and a few hundred million Black Dragon dollars. It's quite scary. Hong and Thunder God nodded. Haha, Luo Feng, are you stupid? You want to buy a universe-level slave? A sharp, evil voice resounded. It was Babata on Luo Feng's shoulder. You must know a universe-level warrior joining an empire can get over 10 planets. Even though they are all normal life planets, added up, it's worth close to 10 trillion Black Dragon dollars. Even though a universe-level one is the weakest of the universe levels. But 10 trillion Black Dragon dollars and above is for sure. And this is just a universe level one. If it's a 2 or 3 or even 6 or 7, damn, it's even scarier. Luo Feng was shocked, after which he said unhappily, Why didn't you say so earlier? I was just playing a virtual game. It's much more fun than talking to you guys. Babata said proudly. Virtual game? Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were speechless. That requires money. Luo Feng couldn't help but say. Playing virtual games doesn't cost much. Playing for 1,000,000 years 100 million Black Dragon dollars is enough. To you, it's just a small change. Babata said nonchalantly. This made Luo Feng even more speechless. The other quantum computers and AI computers, no matter how smart they were, they wouldn't do anything without their master's permission. And Babata, he had already evolved into a living AI. He could feel sadness and joy. He could make his own decisions, etc. He was no different from a normal person. That's why he loved to play games. And he was coincidentally Luo Feng's virtual assistant. Everyone who entered the virtual universe had a virtual assistant. Most of the operations in the virtual universe were done through the virtual assistant. Hence, Babata's withdrawal of money. According to the virtual universe main system's judgment, it was naturally Luo Feng who ordered the virtual assistant to do it. Of course it would allow it. After all, who asked Luo Feng to actually use a living AI as a quantum computer and AI computer? All right, Luo Feng, you've already become the leader of Earth. Directly send the proof of ownership of the territory that the Empire gave you through the virtual universe network to Earth. After that, let all the countries on Earth broadcast it live. Also, from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's constitution, regarding the protection of territories, the Newland Shan family is after all a small family within the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. They wouldn't dare go against it. Babata was very direct. Of course, you'll first have to record all the information about them on Earth. If they dare go against the Empire's constitution, that would be courting death. Babata was extremely confident. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God looked at each other. They were indeed prepared to use this method. However, they hadn't thought through the various steps yet. Let's do that. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Little punk, you're so clear about the Empire's constitution? Thunder God rubbed Babata's head in shock. Don't touch me, and don't call me little punk. Call me Demon Lord, understand? The demon Babata glanced at Thunder God, after which he closed his eyes and ignored him, continuing to play his virtual game. 50,000 years of emptiness, being able to enter the virtual universe. How could the demon Babata not enjoy himself? As for Earth's safety, what did it have to do with him? To the demon Babata, it didn't have much meaning, at most because of his relationship with Luo Feng. He would give him some advice. According to Babata's instructions, Luo Feng swiftly began to record the footage, along with some information and proof from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Let's do it like this. Luo Feng looked at Hong and Thunder God. No problem. Thunder God pondered and nodded. It'll definitely be useful. It's about time. Hong nodded. Then I'll send all this over. Next, we'll leave it to Earth to handle. Luo Feng took a deep breath, beginning to send a call request. It was with Su Xin. Milky Way Earth. The Newland Shan family's warriors swiftly flew to every corner of Earth, especially the over 1,000 star levels. In terms of speed, many of them were much faster than the swallowing monster from back then. A life planet with a radius of 6,400 kilometers. To them, circling at once was extremely easy. Earth, China, Shenangjia region. It's too unbelievable. My God. What is this? Including Pula and the other heirs, along with many star level 9 Newland Shan guards, were all shocked as they looked deep within Shenangjia, enveloped in a poisonous gas that was constantly emitting a terrifying huge ball. That was a huge ball with a diameter of over 800 m. What kind of concept was that? It was basically a round ball mountain, and the poisonous gas it emitted had already caused the 2 star levels that were careless earlier to be poisoned. One was a star level 3, the other is star level 5, to instantly decay. It's definitely a treasure. A group of people stared at the strange poisonous ball. The poisonous gas it emitted was able to kill star levels. This definitely wasn't a normal toy. Do. In an instant, the 8 heirs' quantum computers all sounded. Lord, in the air above the survival base in China, a huge projection has appeared. Take a look. The scene appeared on the screens of the 8 direct disciples' photon computers. At this time, every household on Earth, every television, every network immediately switched to the same image. At the same time, in China, India, and the other 6 survival bases on Earth, through the survival bases, they all released a 3D projection in mid-air. The huge projection shone in mid-air. The 3D projection was too huge. Even from 100 km away, it could be seen with the naked eye. Kaluo Empire's Newland Shan family. How do you do? I am Luo Feng. Not long ago, the planet you are on, Earth, has already become my territory. A majestic voice resounded from every household's television, computers, even through the various countries' broadcasting systems, resounding throughout the entire Earth skies. This is the proof of ownership issued by the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. On Earth, the originally arrogant, excited, and complacent Newland Shan family members were all stunned, either looking at their own screens or looking at the godlike huge projection in mid-air. Within the projection, Luo Feng was speaking with assurance. Beside him was the proof of ownership. Luo Feng was speaking in universe common language. Below the screen were Chinese and English words. It's real. It's really issued by the Empire. On Earth, the various Newland Shan family members were all shocked. Within the huge projection, a virtual book appeared in Luo Feng's hands. It was the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's constitution. Luo Feng's expression was serious, flipping through the book. According to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's constitution, Chapter 12, Article 61, Article 62, Article 63 states, without the permission of the planet's manager, trespassing into a planet will be treated as a space pirate. Your Newland Shan family didn't know this planet had a leader before. It's not considered a crime. Right now, I've already told you, this is my territory. As the leader of Earth, I request that you, within the huge projection, Luo Feng raged, immediately disappear from my territory. Otherwise, your Newland Shan family will be labeled as space pirates, facing the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's invasion. Attack! 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 Earth's tens of millions of households' televisions, computers, and various broadcasting systems caused Luo Feng's voice to be like a tsunami, resounding throughout every corner of Earth. On Earth, whether they were hiding in their homes, protesting, smashing shops, and robbing, at this time, they were all looking at their own screens or the screens on the streets. Everyone was silent. They all recognized the man speaking with assurance on the screen was the pride of Earth's humanity, Luo Feng. Chapter 309. Silence. Countless people in every base city on Earth fell silent. Paris base city in the European Union. A group of protesting people raised their heads to look expectantly at the screen. Yes, they were indeed protesting against the upper echelons abandoning them. They wanted the Earth's upper echelons to choose to cooperate with the Newland Shan family from the universe. But that was because Earth couldn't resist the Newland Shan family. No one was willing to be a slave or servant, unless they were psychopaths. This group of people who were protesting didn't want to be slaves if it was said that they didn't have to submit to the Newland Shan family. In exchange for freedom and life, they would definitely be willing. Luo Feng. It's actually Luo Feng. Looking at this video, it seems like this group of aliens, the Newland Shan family, are also from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. This Black Dragon Mountain Empire is a country in the universe. Luo Feng is an Earthling. How did he become the leader of a universe country? Or the Lord of Earth? Who knows? In terms of intelligence, Earthlings were not stupid. From Luo Feng's live broadcast to the entire world, they could easily deduce the Black Dragon Mountain Empire was a powerful universe country, much stronger than this seemingly incomparably powerful Newland Shan family. In Earth's pride, Luo Feng became the leader of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Happy. If Earth wanted to integrate into the universe, and someone had to be the overlord of Earth, the people of Earth naturally hoped that it would be a native of Earth. What's more, Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God have long been deified. If any one of them became the leader of Earth, the humans of Earth wouldn't have much resistance. I wonder if Luo Feng's words will be of any use. I wonder if the Newland Shan family will retreat or not. People were worried. There were 6 survival bases on Earth. Luo Feng's identity as the planet leader, is it useful or not? Cosmic nations can't be exactly the same as our Earth. I can't be sure. Just wait and see. There will be results soon. On Earth, whether it was the billions of commoners or the upper echelons of Earth, they were all waiting to see the Newland Shawn family's reaction. The ship Luo Feng and the others were in was still swiftly advancing through the dark universe. Virtual universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island. In the private room of the restaurant, Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were all looking at the screen that appeared in front of them, maintaining their communication with Su Xian. Su Xian, how is it? Luo Feng asked. What's the reaction of that Newland Shawn family? Did they retreat? The satellite surveillance shows that the two battleships are still in the air above the Pacific Ocean, not moving. Su Xian was also very anxious. Maybe the Newland Shawn family is discussing it too. No movement? Luo Feng frowned. They don't dare to stay. Thunder God's eyes lit up. If they don't leave, we can record their behavior and send it to the dynasty's headquarters. We can then judge them as space pirates. The Black Dragon Mountain Empire was a very strong medium civilization in the universe. We will not allow such a family to go unpunished. If it's a super family, it's hard to say, but the Newland Shawn family, to the Silver Blue Empire and other empires, is a hard bone to chew. But to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, they are just ants. Thunder God said confidently. These words made Hong and Luo Feng slightly nod. There's no point in talking. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. Let's see how they choose. Luo Feng and the other two maintained contact with Earth, quietly waiting for news from there. Earth, in the air above the Pacific Ocean. Two enormous interstellar battleships stopped in mid-air. Within one of the battleships, in the control room, the 8 heirs stood there. The atmosphere was extremely tense. The shock and joy of discovering the strange, huge ball had long been thrown to the back of their minds. Right now, they were extremely frustrated. Earth's leader? Earth actually has a leader. What do we do now? The atmosphere was incredibly tense. Everyone knew, the moment the Newland Shawn family didn't leave Earth, that would be an absolute crime. Earth had a leader. That meant Earth was their private property, their territory. Invading their territory and even wantonly plundering within their territory. This kind of behavior was definitely not allowed by the Empire's constitution. They would immediately be labeled as space pirates. Space pirates were also space pirates. They were hated by the various empires. They were definitely the easiest to kill. Follow me to see the Patriarch, Pulla said seriously. Yes. The other 7 all replied. Such matters could only be decided by the Patriarch. Half a minute later, virtual universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island. In a luxurious living room, the 8 heirs stood side by side. In front of them a screen appeared. On the screen were 2 people. It was the current head Newland Shawn and the old head Newland Shawn. Teacher, Patriarch, this is the video that was broadcasted on Earth earlier. Pulla said respectfully. Immediately the video began to play. When they saw the proof of ownership of Earth from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, the 2 patriarchs' expressions became extremely ugly. Especially in the video, Luo Feng even took out the Empire's constitution to read. This made them even more furious. Immediately disappear from my territory. Otherwise, your Newland Shawn family will be labeled as space pirates, facing the wrath of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's army. The last sentence of the video made the 2 patriarchs not sure what to do. There was obviously a huge treasure on Earth. In an instant, Earth had become someone else's territory. Earth, is this Luo Feng's territory? Newland Shawn couldn't believe it. Yes, teacher. I've just checked. The Empire's records indeed exist. Luo Feng should have just become Earth's leader today. Pulla added. Bastard. Newland Shawn was so angry he gritted his teeth. Is this Luo Feng? Which family is he from? Beside, the old patriarch creased his eyebrows unhappily. He's one of the 3 great warriors of Earth. Right now, he should be a star traveler level 9. That should be the case. Pulla said respectfully. What? An Earth person? The old patriarch stared wide-eyed. Earth person? A native of a primitive planet had suddenly become the overlord of Earth? One had to know that buying a planet, Even the person who discovered it could buy it at a discounted price. However, with the highest quality life planet like Earth, to buy it would still require 3 trillion black dragon dollars. It definitely wasn't something a normal person could afford. Hence he asked which family it was. Yes, an Earth person. Pula nodded. It should be some sort of treasure on Earth that he acquired and sold for money. Earth's treasure? The moment the two patriarchs thought about that automaton universe ship, their hearts ached. That was an automaton universe ship. Even the lowest was a D grade. Even more valuable than their entire Newland Shan family's assets. To open and conquer such a ship, based on the attack from the entrance, one had to be at least a universe level 5 or 6 warrior to have any hope. Teacher, what do we do? Should we retreat or not? Polis said anxiously. Old Patriarch, should we retreat or not? The other heirs too were extremely anxious. We don't have much time to hesitate. If we stay on Earth for too long, we'll be judged as space pirates. Polis said anxiously. The Patriarch Yukon Newland Shan was so angry he gritted his teeth. Bastard! That Luo Feng, I want to kill him. Retreat. The old Patriarch's expression was savage, roaring softly. The 8 heirs were stunned. Old Patriarch. Yukon Newland Shan looked shocked at the old Patriarch. We're just going to give up like that. The old Patriarch scolded angrily. Yuka, have you lost your mind? So what if we don't give up? So what if that automaton ship is expensive? The moment we're judged as space pirates, the Empire's army wiping out our Newland Shan family would be effortless. Don't tell me, just because of Earth's treasure, we have to sacrifice our entire family? Oui. Yukon Newland Shan hesitated. Yes, we can escape. However, the entire Newland Shan family was built by the ancestor over so many years of hard work. Don't tell me you want the ancestor's hard work to go to waste? The old Patriarch scolded angrily. Yukon Newland Shan went silent. Yes. Back then, the ancestor, who was also the founder of the family, Newland Shan, single-handedly created the Newland Shan family, using his name as the family name. After tens of thousands of years of reproduction and growth, only then did the Newland Shan family flourish to its current state. Retreat, the old Patriarch ordered. Yukon Newland Shan sighed softly. Pula and the other heirs looked at the two patriarchs before respectfully replying, yes. On Earth, following the orders of Pula and the other heirs. Immediately, the scattered Newland Shan family members swiftly gathered towards the 2 large fleets. As for the retreat of the fleets, since they had retreated, the Newland Shan family naturally wouldn't hide it, instead taking the initiative to make it obvious, not letting the leader of Earth have any excuse to sue the Universe Empire's courts. The 6 great survival bases. Through the satellites, the upper echelon of Earth could clearly see the Newland Shan family's large numbers of people were swiftly gathering towards the fleets. They're retreating. They've really retreated. They've already begun to gather their people. They've all entered the battleships. We've won. We've won. We've won. The excited upper echelon of Earth, wanly shouting loudly, expressing their joy. And this news swiftly spread through Su Exan to Luo Feng, and the other 2 who were far away from Earth in the Dark Universe also received the good news. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God watched the video. The Newland Shan family's people were swiftly gathering from all directions, entering the battleships. Looks like they're really retreating. Thunder God's eyes gleamed. Don't rush. Hong stared at the screen. Wait for the fleet to leave Earth, then we'll talk about this. They're about to succeed. Luo Feng too held his breath and waited, waiting for the 2 battleships to leave Earth. Rumble, the 2 enormous interstellar battleships under the surveillance of Earth's many satellites, finally began to accelerate, flying upwards, very quickly entering the atmosphere. This scene was immediately broadcasted to every country, every headquarters city, every household's television and computer screens. A day that made us hold our breaths. A day that made us feel fear. A day that made us feel despair. We were originally already in despair, thinking that in the future we would all be ruled by this Newland Shan family from the universe. However, When that huge 3D projection appeared in the sky, seeing that silhouette, I thought back to back then, that person who entered the depths of the sea and fought to the death with the swallowing beast technique. Yes, I've been conquered by him. He is a hero. Yes, a hero. On the television, the host's tears flowed uncontrollably. Every television station, every country was broadcasting the same video, but they were all using their own languages to tell the story. Victory! We're free. We've won. Haha. A few of the protesting people, upon seeing the huge screen in the plaza, the scene of the two enormous interstellar battleships leaving, all jumped up, shouting excitedly and madly. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God. Ever since the three of them received news of the Newland Shan family's arrival, they disregarded their lives and entered the universe, fighting for the last chance of survival for us humans of Earth. They succeeded, yes. The three of them have all succeeded. On the television, Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God, the three of them were incomparably excited and joyful. This video was sent over by Luo Feng and the other two through the Virtual Universe Network. It's too exciting, I'm going crazy. Within the universe ship's control room, Thunder God was extremely excited. Really, when I saw the entire Earth, every headquarters city, every place, countless people shouting excitedly, some kneeling and kissing the ground. I was so excited my entire body was trembling. I knew, this is our race, this is our roots. They're all my comrades, my comrades. Yes, we've succeeded, we've succeeded. No matter how calm Hong was, his eyes were still tearing up. I can't even stay in the Virtual Universe Network any longer. Luo Feng, too, was extremely excited. Looking at the scenes from all over the world, I feel so excited my head is about to explode. I want to go home, back to Earth. Luo Feng shouted from the ship's control room. I want to go back to Earth now, back there. Me too. Thunder God nodded. Yes, go home. Hong nodded too. He was extremely excited. The universe exploration ship continued to advance in the dark universe, heading towards Earth's coordinates. Compared to the people of Earth, Luo Feng, within the Newland Shan family's two battleships, the atmosphere was extremely tense. In the leading battleship, the 8 heirs were all in the control room. The 8 of them had no smiles on their faces. Bastard. Dog shit. How did it become like this? This Luo Feng, how did he become Earth's leader? How did he do it so quickly? The atmosphere was cold and tense. It was enough to make one go crazy. Pulla creased his eyebrows. The other heirs all looked at him. Pulla said softly, "The head wants to see me." Saying that, he immediately headed towards his own cabin, within the Virtual Universe Network. The current chief, Yukon Newland Shan, and the old chief, Wen Newland Shan, both stood there respectfully. Beside them stood an extremely skinny man, his eyes like a venomous scorpion with pointy ears. He was dressed in a dark green battle uniform, and on his chest was a strange-looking huge axe emblem. For the family? For my consideration? The man raged. So what if it's the family? Back then, I built it from scratch, creating the family. In the future, I can still create it. The most important thing is power. It's power. Do you understand? Right now, I'm already a universe level 9. Just a little bit more, and I'll be a domain lord. If I have shocking amounts of wealth, I can invite an undying to guide me. I'll be able to cross this threshold. When that time comes, I'll have a lifespan of 100 eras. The future Newland Shan family will be even more glorious. Conquer? What a joke. The family's elites can just take the ships, travel through the universe. At most, we'll leave the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Those planets, we'll just throw them away. When I become a domain lord, the Newland Shan family will be 100 times stronger than it is now. The man said coldly. What's more, robbing Earth won't cost our Newland Shan family. After all, we have so many planets. It would be a waste to just throw them away. The two heads, in front of the head ancestor, didn't dare to say a word. The notification resounded. Oh, the little punk commanding the fleet has arrived. The man revealed a cold smile. Update complete. Even though there were only 2 chapters today, in terms of words, it's actually close to 9,000 words. That's 3 chapters worth of words. At the same time, Tomato is also very seriously asking for votes. Tomato feels that writing this is pretty good. I hope that the brothers' monthly votes and recommendation votes will make Tomato feel good too. Hence, these monthly votes and recommendation votes. Just throw them all at me. Don't blame me for asking for votes. Right now our ranking is rather low. Tomato has to ask for votes. Chapter 310. Pula stood respectfully. A screen appeared in front of him, and a figure appeared on it. Pula was startled. There were a total of 3 people on the screen. One of them was his teacher, Yukonal Shan, and the other was the old clan leader. However, these 2 clan leaders were respectfully standing beside a man dressed in a dark green battle uniform. And on this man's chest was a strange-looking huge axe emblem, causing Pula's heart to be in turmoil. Giant axe metal. This was definitely the strongest proof of one's status as the strongest warrior, and it was the highest honor one could obtain after experiencing numerous life and death battles in one of the 5 giants, the Battle Axe Coliseum. The Battle Axe Coliseum was a super leviathan alongside the Virtual Universe, Universe First Bank, Universe Galaxy Bank, and the Universe Mercenary Alliance. The Battle Axe Coliseum was a place for experts to fight each other and for others to place their bets. For example, a Universe-level warriors battle was 2 Universe-level warriors on an uninhabited planet or in space under the supervision of the Battle Axe Coliseum, engaging in a life and death battle. Only when one side died would the other side emerge victorious. The death rate in every battle was as high as 100%. This was because it was a true life and death battle. Those who dared to participate in the battle would definitely have an ultimate move. The participants were known as fighter fighters. After winning 10 matches, one would obtain the Battle Axe Coliseum's Brave Warrior title. After winning 100 battles, one would obtain the title of the Battle Axe Coliseum's Martial King. After winning 1,000 matches, one would obtain the Battle Axe Martial Artist title of Battle Axe Coliseum. This meant, under Newland Shan's hands, the number of Universe-level warriors that had died was over 1,000. Every life and death battle was an absolute risk, a challenge to one's life. To be able to win 1,000 battles, that was the true Universe-level strongest warrior. This was not the so-called invincibility. The so-called planetary state domain masters were invincible in their own level. It was just a name, and the Battle Axe Warrior title had to rely on many life and death battles, using the fresh blood of 1,000 Universe-level warriors to prove it. From this, one could see how strong Newland Shan was. In the Newland Shan family, the ancestor Newland Shan was practically a legend. In the Callow Empire, the Newland Shan family was the 3rd largest family. The first family was the royal family, with a domain lord. The second family was the Wei Di family. Their main power was in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, and even extended to the Ganwu Universe country. In terms of overall power, they were much stronger than the royal family. The other families after them, many had Universe Level 9 warriors. However, the Newland Shan family was the undisputed 3rd largest family. There were also large amounts of star-level warriors who were willing to join them. Even the disciples under Newland Shan himself, including his own clansmen, numbered 6 universe levels. Including himself, there were 6 universe-level disciples. He was able to build an 8,000-strong Newland army. The Newland Shan guards were all-star level 9 warriors. The Newland Shan army had over. This was built by him, Newland Shan, a legendary character, even though one galaxy normally only had one universe-level warrior. In the silver blue, maybe the universe level of universe level was of universe level was universe level of universe level of the new of the silver of their universe level was of them of the universe level was the universe level blue empire was of Newland. Of course, there were many universe-level warriors. Hence, there were still a few universe-level Battle Axe warriors in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Of course, the Domain Lord Battle Axe warriors and Sector Lord Battle Axe warriors were legends in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Because how many Domain Lords were there in the entire empire? The ones who participated in the dojo were even less. Hence, in millions of years, the enormous Black Dragon Mountain Empire would only produce one domain, Lord Battleaxe Warrior. As for the sector Lord Battleaxe Warrior, in the Ganwu Empire, that was a legend. Battleaxe Warrior, universe-level Battleaxe Warrior. Pullo was so excited his heart was trembling. The entire Black Dragon Mountain Empire is still alive. Those who have obtained the title of universe-level Battleaxe Warrior, there are only 12. 6 of them are still universe level 9. 4 domain lords and 2 are sector lords. Ancestor. I've finally seen the Ancestor. Pullo was extremely excited. You're called Pulla? The man with eyes like a venomous scorpion looked at Pulla. I've heard of you. You're the one with the highest hopes of reaching the universe level amongst the youths of the Newland Shan family. Pulla greets the Ancestor. Pulla was excited within, saying respectfully, "HM," the man nodded. "I heard you discovered an automaton universe ship on Earth, and the golden horned beast infant's body was on Earth too?" "Yes." Pulla said, "The automaton ship is in Earth's ocean. It's just that the ship's defenses are too strong. We have no way of entering. And the golden-horned beast infant did indeed fall on Earth. However, the time is too short. Our search area is too small. We haven't found the infant's body yet." Ship, golden-horned beast infant's body. The man couldn't help but tremble. As a battle-axe warrior, the friends he made, his horizons, etc., were all extraordinary. He was very clear on the rarity of the golden-horned beast infant's body. Even undying beings were willing to buy it. The Ganwu Empire was definitely willing to buy it for dissection and research. Undying beings, the Ganwu Empire, these sorts of powers, any one of them would far surpass the entire Newland Shan family's assets. The ship is secondary. The golden horned beast body is the true rarity. Even if it's made into a specimen, it would still be considered a top-notch, extravagant collection. The man's heart was filled with anticipation. Pulla said, "We're worried that infant's body might have rotted." "Impossible." The man said, "The golden horned beast has the support of the internal world. Even if it dies 1,000 years and its flesh rots, its bones and scales will still be there. What's more, the information you sent said it had only been dead for 3 years." "Pulla," the man said coldly, "I order to leave the elites of your fleet behind to form a small elite team, to sit in a universe ship and quietly stay on Earth. The goal is to find the golden-horned beast infant's body. Stay on Earth." Pulla was shocked. "Ancestor, then Earth has a leader. So what if it has a leader?" The man said coldly, "I'm only ordering a small elite team to temporarily hide on Earth, to search for the golden-horned beast infant. Even if their whereabouts are later revealed, wouldn't it be better to just let that elite team call themselves space pirates? What proof do the people of Earth have to prove that this team belongs to our Newland Shan family? Let that team pretend to be space pirates? Ancestor, we just left and space pirates appear? Won't the people of Earth suspect?" Pulla said. "Remember," the man said coldly, "the Empire's laws speak of proof. Without proof, even if they know it's our Newland Shan family's people, they have no proof to prove that those people are our Newland Shan family's people. Then, that Earth's leader Luo Feng would have no way of doing anything." "Understood." Pulla nodded. "Go," the man ordered. "You must definitely find the golden-horned beast infant's body. Ancestor, we've also discovered a special treasure on Earth. Look." Pulla immediately played a video beside him. It was a video taken from Earth's China's Shenongjia, where they discovered the Poison Ball Mountain. "Treasure?" Newland Shan's eyes were cold. He was originally calmly watching the video, but as he watched on, his face suddenly revealed a look of shock and fear, ordering, "Pulla, I definitely won't allow any of you to touch it. Listen up, you definitely must not allow it. Don't make your own decisions." Yuka and Dewan, the two leaders, were stunned. They had never seen the Ancestor so shocked and angry. "Ancestor." Pulla was stunned. "Still not going to do what you need to do?" Newland Shan said coldly. "Remember my words. Don't touch that thing. Definitely don't touch it." "Yes, yes, yes." Pulla was shocked, immediately leaving the virtual universe. "Ancestor?" Yuka Newland Shan, one Newland Shan. The two clan leaders looked at their ancestor, extremely curious. Newell and Sean instead shouted softly, "Don't ask so much. Let's hope it's dead if it's alive." Newell and Sean seemed to have seen the scene of countless galaxies being destroyed. His body couldn't help but tremble. Earth? Earth? Just was this place? Newell and Shan's heart was filled with fear. Even if Earth has countless treasures, I definitely won't go. As for the automaton ship, it needs a universe level 5 or 6. I'll send my disciples. I can't go myself. If that thing is alive, I won't even be able to escape. Solar system. When the two huge battleships flew out of Earth, a universe ship with a diameter of about 100 m flew out from within the battleship, activating its shielding and stealth capabilities, just like Bulluo and Newell and Shan's little team back then, carefully returning to Earth. With the C-grade universe ship's stealth capabilities, the humans of Earth had no way of detecting it. Tuale Wu. This is the ancestors' personal order. You have to complete it well. This is the detailed plan. Remember, no matter what, you definitely must not let the humans of Earth catch you. Proof that you are members of the Newell and Sean family. 20-star level 9s, 60-star level 7s and 8s. This was the Newell and Sean family's elite team. Without the humans of Earth knowing, they sneaked into Earth, not disturbing the humans, beginning their mission to search for the golden horned beast infant's body. Within the dark universe, Luo Feng's ship continued to advance swiftly. Haha, after getting through this, it'll be much easier in the future. Hong laughed. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were all extremely happy. Right? Even if they know our Earth has treasures. However, to send more people over, they'll have to enter the void region through the wormhole and fly for another 2 years and 8 months before they can reach. Thunder God was extremely proud. 2 years and 8 months, the longer the time, the more prepared we will be. Luo Feng nodded. Yes, after this batch of people left, even if the Newell and Sean family sent a universe-level warrior, it would still take another 2 years and 8 months to reach Earth. At that time, my golden horn beast, I'm afraid it'll be a universe level long ago. Luo Feng was elated. P.S. Chapter 1. Chapter 3:11. Earth, South America, Amazon jungle. A universe exploration ship entered the depths of the Amazon jungle. Along with its own signal shielding, stealth system, etc., it was impossible to detect. In a certain area of the jungle, warriors dressed in dark blue battle uniforms were either sitting cross-legged on the ground, leaning against a tree, or sitting on a tree branch. The terrifying beasts in the jungle didn't dare approach them at all. For human silhouettes rushed out from the distant waters. These four were all dressed in black battle uniforms. Captain, a group of warriors stood up and shouted in unison, speaking in universe common language. This time, the Newell and Sean family's elite team had a total of 20-star level 9s and another 60-star level 7s and 8s. They were split into 4 small teams, led by 4 people. These 4 captains were Toolu, Rongji, a Heman, and a Bulluo. Amongst these 4, Tooliwu was the leader. Since everyone is here, speak. You are each in charge of the different oceans. What's the result of the search? Tooliwu said solemnly. Tooliwu was a very sturdy black-skinned man. His hair was a strange mix of black and green. Even though there were a total of 20 Newell and Sean guards, they were all star level 9s. However, just like how Luo Feng could kill enemies 3 or 4 levels above him, the same logic, same star level 9, different people had different battle capabilities. Universe level 9 Newell and Sean had killed over 1,000 universe levels. More than half of them were universe level 9s. Same level. The difference in battle capabilities was huge. Tooliwu, even Newell and Sean, was one of the top 10 of the 8,000 Newell and Sean guards. He alone was comparable to 10 normal star level 9s. Captain, we can't find it. We can't find the swallowing monster's body at all. Right. Our team here is in charge of the Atlantic Ocean. Within these few days, we've searched the entire Atlantic Ocean. However, we just can't find the swallowing monster's body. Our side, too. Captain, our brothers can't find it. What do we do? The group of warriors all looked at the 4 captains. The four captains exchanged glances. The most tall and sturdy Ahiman said solemnly, "We have 80 people. We've spent so much time. We've searched every inch of Earth's ocean, and we still haven't found the swallowing monster's body. Then the next step, should we follow Lord Pulla's plan?" "Yes," Toliwa nodded. "According to the plan that Lord Pulla gave me, there are two possibilities for this swallowing beast's corpse. 1. Humans obtained it, either dissected it or kept it. 2. Humans did not obtain it, and the corpse is in the sea. Since the Devourer beast's corpse was nowhere to be found in the sea, it must have been obtained by humans." Washington Bay City, Marika. What a wonderful day. Boris Brent walked out of the White House with a smile on his face. The guards in the distance hurriedly opened the door of the car for him. Boris entered the car, followed by two bodyguards. The driver immediately started the car. "It's too depressing in the survival base. It's such a small place, it's very uncomfortable. Fortunately, those abominable aliens have left." Boris smiled towards the black bodyguard beside him and said, "David, shouldn't we thank the great Mr. Luo Feng?" "Yes, sir." The bodyguard smiled, revealing his white teeth. "Yes." Boris smiled and nodded. "According to the information we got from the Virtual Universe Network, this area of Earth is basically a void region. The next time those aliens come, we'll have to deal with them. The next time those aliens come, it'll be at least a few years later. Look, the stocks that fell to rock bottom before, aren't they rising rapidly now? David, if you had listened to me back then, you would have earned a huge sum." The bodyguard continued to smile. Yes, after experiencing this calamity, the people of Earth were filled with hope for the future. "Hey, oh my dear, I'll be home in 5 minutes. "Yes, relax. I've already prepared a gift. HM, when the time comes, I'll give you a surprise." Boris smiled as he spoke on the phone. Suddenly his expression changed, because he realized that the driver had actually driven the car onto an unfamiliar road. He shouted, "Hey, we're going the wrong way. Turn back." The moment the words left his mouth, Boris suddenly felt an incomparable sense of weariness envelop him. Be it the bodyguard or the driver, including Boris himself, they were all in a trance. The car continued to advance, until it finally arrived at an alley with no one around. The car suddenly came to a halt. So, two silhouettes appeared beside the car. One was Tuoliwu. The other was dressed in a dark blue battle uniform, with a pair of triangular eyes. This person was also one of the 20-star Level 9 warriors. "Ask him," Tuoliwu ordered. "Yes, Captain." The triangular-eyed man looked at Boris, not saying a word. The quantum computer spoke in English. "Tell me your name." "Boris Brent." Boris said numbly. "During the swallowing monster incident, where's the swallowing monster's body?" The triangular-eyed man's quantum computer spoke in English. "No idea." Boris's eyes were lifeless. Tuoliwu and the triangular-eyed man exchanged glances. "Where's the swallowing monster's body most likely to be?" The triangular-eyed man asked again. "The swallowing monster. Back then it was the combined efforts of 6 heroes. Finally, China's Luo Feng killed the swallowing monster. Back then everyone thought Luo Feng was dead, but after a year, Luo Feng actually returned alive. The countries all thought where the swallowing monster's body is, Luo Feng should be the clearest." Boris said. The triangular-eyed man asked, "Are there any other possibilities? Either it was obtained by another country, or it was eaten by a sea monster." Boris said. The alley quietened down. "Captain." The triangular-eyed man looked at the captain. "Luo Feng." Tuoliwu thought for a while, opening his communicator. "Rongji, Ahiman, Abulio, the 3 of you each lead a team. Capture the leaders of the 5 great countries with the fastest speed. I'll personally lead a team to capture the relatives of the leader of Earth." "Yes." The other 3 captains complied. Yangzhou City, Westlake Courtyard, Luo Feng's family castle. The Newell and Shan family's fleet was undergoing universe travel and leaving the solar system. This was captured by the surveillance equipment installed in the solar system. Since they knew the Newell and Shan family had left, the survival base's large numbers of people naturally came out. After all, the survival base's per capita area was much smaller. Ping ping. Little Hai, stay at home and listen to your grandparents. Su Xin finished her lunch, smiling as she said to her two sons, Mom, we want to go out with you. Little Hai shouted. Mom still has things to do at the company. Su Xin kissed her two sons, after which she went to the garage and drove her car out of the castle. With the crisis averted, life was back on track. Around the castle stood a large number of warriors. They were all bought by Luo Feng back then. Run faster, Little Hai is so fast. Ping ping, do your best, do your best. Luo Hongguo and Gong Xian Lan were happily accompanying their grandsons on the lawn outside the castle. Not far away, Zhunnan sat in a chair, reading a book. Looking at Ping Ping and Little Hai, she would occasionally lower her head and rub her stomach. Remember, everyone must be careful. The moment we make a move, we must swiftly capture the relatives of the leader of Earth. In the sky, Tuoliwu was leading a group of warriors, becoming 20 beams of light, swiftly flying towards Yangzhou City. Every one of them had a camouflage device on them. Even on a normal life planet like by Lawnstar, it was still effective. Much less Earth. There's still 300 kilometers. We'll be there soon. Move quickly. On the lawn outside the castle, Luo Hongguo and Gong Xian Lan were still accompanying their two grandsons. Woo woo woo, woo woo woo. An ear-piercing alarm immediately resounded throughout the entire castle. Protect the little master. Not far away, Meng 2 and Meng 4, their expressions changed greatly. In an instant, they were like two bolts of lightning. The star level 7 spirit reader Meng 2's speed was ridiculously fast, almost instantly hugging Ping Ping and Little Hai, while Meng 4 swiftly hugged Luo Hongguo and Gong Xian Lan, along with the other star level 1 guards, swiftly hugging Zhunnan. So. The lawn was less than 100 m away from the castle. In an instant, they rushed in, entering the castle's tightest security, the master bedroom. Rumble, the castle's security system, swiftly activated. With the master bedroom as the center, over 10 different areas of the area swiftly closed down, all of them locked. One had to know that the most central area of the castle was made of C-grade metal, guaranteed to be unbreakable under the universe level. Within the bedroom, what's going on? Luo Hongguo and Gong Xian Lan's faces were pale. Grandpa, Grandma, the two kids were panicking. The castle's security system is within a 20,000 m radius. Meng 2's expression was solemn as he said in a low voice, the alarm system will send out different alarms depending on the strength of the intruder. The alarm just now meant that the person who came was at least as strong as me. The exact strength of the intruder can be determined by checking the defense system. Virtual Universe Network, Black Dragon Mountain Island. Sir, this manor only costs 15 million Black Dragon coins. It is definitely a luxury, a symbol of your noble status. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were looking at houses. He was preparing to buy a house in the Virtual Universe Network. So expensive. Even the Virtual Universe Network's items are so expensive. Thunder God smacked his lips. Wait. Luo Feng discovered the communication request. Looking at the spirit imprint and the Virtual Universe Network number, it was actually his father's. A screen appeared before Luo Feng. With a face full of fear, his father Luo Hongguo said anxiously, Luo Feng, there are aliens attacking our house. The defense system shows that there are 5-star level 9 stages and 15-star level 7 and 8 stages. I think that the entire Newland Shan family didn't leave. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God's expressions changed greatly. Dad attacked the castle. Did anyone get hurt? Luo Feng said anxiously. Many of the guards have died. We, Ping Ping, Little Hai and Zhunnan are all fine at home. However, Su Xian and your brother Luo Hua are all outside because of their own company matters. Luo Hong was said anxiously. P.S. 2 chapters completed. Chapter 312. Earth Huaxia. Luo Feng's castle. That was the symbol of Yangzhou City. However, right now, it was under crazy attack. Boom. Boom. The entire castle trembled under the attacks, cracking and breaking down again and again. Numerous lightning-fast figures smashed the castle with their heavy fists and weapons again and again. A strong shock wave raged out crazily, directly lifting up the lawn within a radius of several kilometers of the West Lake courtyard, revealing the ugly mud and rocks below. Shio, 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 shio. A large amount of rubble was sent flying, affecting some of the streets and residential areas outside the West Lake courtyard. The power of the flying rubble was no less than that of cannonball. Screams and cries of pain could be heard. With the West Lake courtyard as the center, the West Lake courtyard, which had a radius of several kilometers, was completely barren. Hundreds and thousands of people were killed or injured because of this. Fortunately, this group of Star State warriors focused their attacks on the castle. If they attacked as a group, a single attack would be enough to turn a small district into nothingness, and the shockwaves would spread over 100 kilometers. What's going on? You haven't broken through it yet? Tuoliwu, dressed in a black battle uniform, floated in the air in front of the castle like a demon god. The other 19 subordinates transformed into 19 rays of light, attacking the castle again and again. Captain, a dark blue figure suddenly stopped and said anxiously, "This castle is definitely not made on Earth. This is a mobile castle specially made for the rich in the universe. The construction of the castle places great importance on safety, especially the core area of the castle. It's definitely a C-class security zone." Bastard. Tuoliwu's expression became even colder. Captain, another member immediately appeared beside, floating in mid-air, saying anxiously, "We have no way of breaking through. Let's just go capture Luo Feng's wife and brother. Luo Feng's parents and 2 children are in this castle. They're his most important family. Catching them is the most effective way." Tuoliwu's complexion became even uglier. In the vast universe, most universe warriors would have many wives. This was because the genes of the strong could easily cause the genes of the descendants to be extremely good. Even if it was for the sake of his family and race, he would usually marry many wives. Furthermore, there were some powers and clans that were willing to send their women to sleep with the experts. Therefore, in the universe, experts had many wives, so the importance of wives was very low. And the stronger the expert, the fewer the children. For example, the Manka star would become a domain lord at adulthood. Their genes were powerful, but their population was very small. Like the golden horned beast, it was so rare that it was almost extinct. It was even rarer than the undyings in the universe. Experts could have a large group of wives, but they had very few children. Of course, there was only one pair of parents. Therefore, a very natural concept was formed in the universe. The most important things to the strong were parents and children. Captain, most people on Earth are monogamous. His wife is still very important to him, the team member said. Since this Luo Feng is the leader of Earth and has huge wealth, how could he only have one wife in the future? Tuoliwu frowned. Forget it. Since we can't capture his parents and children, we'll immediately capture his wife and little brother. Yes. The team members acknowledged the order respectfully. Shwa, shwa, shwa. A large number of streams of light quickly flew away from the sky. All that was left was the ruined castle and the lawns that had long been in ruins. Woo 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 woo. The sound of police sirens resounded in the sky of Yangzhou City. Oh my God! Heavens! This, standing on the ruins of the houses, a few policemen stared in shock into the distance. All they could see was the ground ahead. A few km long, tens of meters deep ravines. Almost as though they had been split open by God's huge sword, the beautiful West Lake courtyard had long been turned into ruins. Other than the ruined castle that still stood, everything else was in ruins. The Luo family's castle is really tough. Those aliens' attacks broke through one layer of the wall, but the shockwaves alone destroyed the surrounding ground and the walls of the West Lake courtyard. 2 big shots of the military sat in the car and discussed. How many died? 812 dead, thousands injured. I didn't expect the Newland Shan family to still be here. To Earth, destroying the West Lake courtyard into ruins and affecting the surrounding civilians. Even though it was a huge matter, it wasn't a huge blow to Earth. What really shocked the other countries was this incident meant one thing. The Newland Shan family hasn't left. Su Xian, hurry, hurry to the survival base. Right, don't hesitate immediately. Su Xian, who carried the consciousness sensor helmet with her, after receiving Luo Feng's orders, immediately called for a fighter jet, preparing to fly towards the survival base. Shwa, shwa, shwa. In mid-air, the fighter jet was actually forcefully dragged down to the ground. Hua. The cabin door opened. Su Xian's expression was ugly as she looked outside at the group of Newland Shan family elites that obviously looked different from the Earth people. Madame Luo, make a trip with us, the quantum computer said. One of the team members grabbed Su Xian's hand, immediately dragging her out. So, Pekong and the other team members flew away together. Other than the problem of capturing Luo Feng's parents and children, the other 5 leaders, Su Xian and Luo Hua, didn't have any problems. Earth, South America. Due to the lack of population, South America only had 2 headquarters cities. One of them was Brasilia headquarters city, mainly made up of Brazilian citizens before the Grand Nirvana. There were also a few other South American citizens who migrated to join. Brasilia headquarters city, one of the manors. Rongji is back. 3 men dressed in black battle uniforms looked up at the sky. Another small team broke through the skies and swiftly landed. Captain Rongji, have you caught them? That was too easy. The 4 captains stood together, as their ship was hidden within the Amazon forest, and while they were on Earth, they didn't want to live in the forest. Hence they chose this Brasilia headquarters city, choosing a place with a decent environment, a manor that wasn't too bad. As for the original owner of the manor, he'd become meat paste and fertilizer. Invite them over. Tuale Wu ordered. Yes, Captain. The leaders of the 5 countries along with Su Xian and Luo Hua were escorted into the huge yard of the manor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tuoliwa looked at the 7 of them, revealing a smile. It's an honor to meet all of you. He spoke in the universe common language, the quantum computer automatically translating Chinese and English. The 7 people present weren't normal people. The other 5 were the leaders of the 5 strongest countries on Earth. Naturally, they didn't need to be mentioned. Su Xian was Luo Feng's wife. She frequently used the virtual universe network. She had a lot of understanding of the universe. Luo Hua had been paralyzed for over 10 years. He also liked to test one's mental fortitude in the financial markets. And such, when faced with such a situation, he was naturally calm. May I ask, who are you? Of the 5 leaders, the American president was the first to ask. I'm just a very normal captain of a small exploration team in the universe. Tuale Wu smiled, speaking in universe language. I want to ask you all, back then when Earth was attacked by the swallowing monster, you all haven't forgotten, right? The 7 all nodded. Very good, very cooperative. Tuale Wu nodded. Then where's the swallowing monster's body? A trace of doubt flashed past the eyes of the 7 people present. Tuole Wu frowned upon seeing this. Rongji, you go and hypnotize them. Remember, especially that woman and that young man, don't damage their memories. In a while, I'll still need them to contact the leader of Earth, Luo Feng. Don't worry. The other team leader smiled. A formless spirit energy swiftly permeated everyone's consciousness, after which they began to ask, what's going on? Not a single one of them knows. Luo Feng's wife doesn't know either. Tuale Wu and the other captains' expressions changed. On Earth, their goal was to find the swallowing monster's body. Wake up, Rongji ordered softly. The 7 all woke up. They looked at each other, their expressions changing slightly. Madame Luo, I want you to immediately enter the virtual universe network. I'll also accompany you. Tuale Wu said softly. If you don't agree, you should know, many people will die. I believe the merciful you will definitely agree. Su Xian took a deep breath, nodding. She had no choice. Against this universe exploration team that could easily capture the leaders of the 5 great countries, Su Xian had no way to resist. Virtual universe. Su Xian and Tuale Wu simultaneously appeared on the streets. Tuale Wu brought Su Xian, swiftly entering a private room in a bar. Contact Luo Feng. Tuolei Wu ordered. Remember, follow my instructions from before. All right. Su Xian could only send out a communication request. After a while, a screen appeared before them. On it appeared Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God. Su Xian? Luo Feng's cold face revealed a rare look of joy. You've reached the survival base? Are you all right? I'm fine. Su Xian said. Luo Feng, the universe humans that attacked our house earlier, captured little brother Luo Hua, and used his phone to force me to tell them where the swallowing monster's body is. If I don't, they'll kill him. I don't even know where the swallowing monster's body is. What do I do? Tuolei Wu stood in the corner of the private room, watching coldly. According to his plan, he would first let Su Xian question Luo Feng, a wife asking her husband. Without alerting him, it would be easy to be exposed. If that didn't work, he would force it out. Luo Feng, if you don't speak, little brother Luo Hua will die. Su Xian said anxiously. Why are you asking this? The swallowing monster's body has long rotted away. Luo Feng was nervous within because he knew Su Xian had been captured, because Su Xian had already hinted to him. Usually, when Su Xian talked about Luo Hua, she would directly say your little brother or Luo Hua. She would not awkwardly say little brother Luo Hua. However, Su Xian's words contained several little brother Luo Hua, and her tone was very awkward. And all this relying on the quantum computer to translate. Tuolei Wu didn't notice at all. Leader. A human silhouette appeared beside Su Xian. Luo Feng stared at the sturdy cold man before him. Don't lie to us like you did to your wife. The swallowing monster's body can't have rotted away in a short 3 years. Speak. Where is it? Tuolei Wu said solemnly. If you don't speak, your little brother and wife, along with countless others, will lose their lives. Luo Feng stared at Tuolei Wu. You're from the Newland Shan family? Newland Shan family? What has that got to do with us? Are you joking? Tuolei Wu laughed, suddenly turning cold, shouting, Don't talk nonsense. Are you going to speak or not? Bastard. Luo Feng's expression was complicated. 10 seconds. If you don't speak in 10 seconds, I'll kill your little brother first. Tuolei Wu said coldly, Don't play such childish games. Luo Feng stared at Tuolei Wu. Don't you just want to know about the golden horned beast body? Don't talk about the swallowing monster. You think I don't know. Good. Tuolei Wu laughed. As one of the top 10 elites of the Newland Shan guards, he had indeed heard of the golden horned beast. It was just that when Pula gave him the plan earlier, he instructed him to tell the others about the swallowing monster. However, I can't trust you 100%, Luo Feng said. I understand. Tuolei Wu nodded. We'll hand over the people, and hand over the golden-horned beast body. Luo Feng said coldly. The golden-horned beast body actually isn't even on Earth. It's actually on an uninhabited planet that's about 200,000 kilometers per second from Earth, requiring around 10 days to reach. Hence, no matter how you search for it on Earth, you won't be able to find it. Tuolei Wu's eyes gleamed, praising. Powerful, smart leader, even I admire you. Right? A treasure like the golden-horned beast body has to be hidden well. Tell me, where is it? Tuolei Wu was excited. The implications of the golden-horned beast body were too huge. That was even bigger than the entire Newland Shan family's fortune. Luo Feng laughed coldly. I'll tell you now, what happens if you kill someone? Tuolei Wu's expression sunk. Luo Feng snorted coldly. If we work together, I'll give you a universe coordinate. Arrange for people to rush there, and I will arrange for people to meet my family and confirm that they're alive and well. When that time comes, you release them. I'll tell you the exact location of the golden horned beast. If you don't even agree to this, it means that you don't plan on letting my family live at all. Then we'll go our separate ways, relying on the golden horned beast body. Finding your little team and killing you isn't impossible. Luo Feng laughed coldly. Tuolei Wu laughed weirdly twice. Leader Luo Feng, you're indeed straightforward. We'll do as you say. All right. Luo Feng's expression was cold. Luo Feng swiftly confirmed everything with Tuolei Wu. after which the communication was cut. Woola. After a while, Luo Feng contacted the slave trader. Mr. Luo Feng, you told me before that within a day, you'd transport 100-star level 9 slaves to Bylon Star? One day was simply too short. One day, that meant it had to be done within the Silver Blue Empire. Star level 9 slaves were originally a luxury. In such a small place like the Silver Blue Empire, even if it was done with other merchants, it wouldn't be much. Cut the crap. Within a day, what's the most I can deliver? I'll pay the full price. Luo Feng said softly. 8. To reach Bylon Star within a day, the most I can deliver is 8-star level 9 slaves, and you won't be able to choose your race, gender, etc. The green-haired man shook his head helplessly. Mr. Luo Feng, is there a need to be so anxious? One day is too short. From Horn Dragon Star to Bylon Star, it would take close to 10 days. Luo Feng was clear too. For a slave trader to deliver star level 9 slaves to Bylon Star within a day, that was very difficult. After all, the flying distance was limited. 8. It is, Luo Feng said. Chapter 313. After the call with Wu La, they arrived at Bylon Star 12 hours later. White snow fluttered in the air, and the cold air was pressing. The spaceship landed in front of the castle in the warehouse base. Master, the slave guards respectfully waited in front of the base. Luo Feng swiftly rushed out of the cabin door. Thunder God and Hong followed. The metals that Master ordered have already arrived and are stored in the warehouse. The slave guard captain said respectfully. Also, a slave merchant ship has arrived, escorting 3 slaves. Oh, Luo Feng slightly nodded. The metal he ordered was the best combination of metals that the Golden Horned Beast could consume when it was still in the star level. It could increase its evolution efficiency by 89 times. The metal combination that he had ordered previously cost over 10 billion Black Dragon dollars, but it was almost used up, and the efficiency was only 51 times. Watching Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God enter the castle, the slave guard captain was a little surprised. In the past, his master always had a smile on his face, but why was his killing intent so heavy this time? Ever since he took over the body, Luo Feng's killing intent was already very strong. It was only because of his wife and child that Luo Feng's desire to kill had lessened a little. Plus Luo Feng's self-control. Hence, he had always been courteous and didn't bully others. One had to know, back when Luo Feng first went out to sea and killed Sego Neru and Atkin, that was the Luo Feng without any restraint. This time, Luo Feng could no longer suppress his bloodthirsty killing intent. Top floor of Bylon Star Castle. It had been almost 9 hours since they arrived at Bylon Star, and just before that, the last 5-star level 9 slaves had just arrived. Third, you're going to bring these slaves back to Earth by yourself. Don't you need us to go with you? Thunder God glared at him. Big brother, second brother, this battle mainly relies on the star level 9 slaves. You and I can't interfere at all. I'm going so that I can command them more flexibly and quickly. If I didn't have to command them, I wouldn't have needed to go, explained Luo Feng. Hong and Thunder God also understood. This battle was a battle between star level 9 warriors. One of them was a star level 1 and the other a star traveler level 9. Going would be suicide. Third son, be careful. Thunder God couldn't help but say. Don't try to show off, Hong reminded. Luo Feng slightly nodded. I'll be leaving first. Ever since he found out that his wife and brother were captured, Luo Feng couldn't hold it in any longer. He waited until now just to wait for the 8 slaves to arrive. At the entrance of the castle, Hong and Thunder God watched as Luo Feng brought the 8-star level 9 slaves into the ship, disappearing into the horizon. Phew! Thunder God let out a breath of hot air and looked at Hong. Big brother, you don't feel good, do you? A little. Hong raised his head slightly and looked in the direction where the spaceship had disappeared. I don't feel good either. Thunder God sighed. In the past, no matter what kind of danger we encountered, the two of us could always fight it out. But this time, from the beginning to the end, the two of us couldn't interfere at all. This feeling of helplessness was really F*** king bastard. It's terrible. It's not good. Hong nodded. Hong and Thunder God, who were they? For the past few decades, the two of them had always been at the peak of humanity on Earth. Whether it was during the Grand Nirvana period or the battle with the swallowing beast, they could all fight and do their best. And this time, the calamity that the Newell and Sean family had brought, the two of them had no way of interfering. Too weak, Hong said in a low voice. Yes, our strengths are too weak. Thunder God nodded. Not only are the two of us weak, even Third Z's strength is weak. Right now, we're relying on the power of money. But what about our own strength? 2-star level 1 and 1-star traveler level 9. Compared to the Newell and Sean family, we're worlds apart. Hong said in a low voice, let's go to the virtual universe. Virtual universe? Thunder God was stunned. The virtual universe is the entire vast universe, where countless human warriors gather. We have to find a path that suits us. Hong said, within the virtual universe. Hong and Thunder God sat in a corner of a bar, Hong using his quantum computer to search for information. How is it? Thunder God asked. I found it, a place that's extremely suitable for fighters to train. Hong nodded. However, this place, the price is extremely high. According to the difference in strength, the amount of money required is different, but it's still extremely high. Third Z gave us 500 million Ganwu dollars each. It's definitely enough. Thunder God said. It's enough. 500 million Ganwu dollars is a huge amount. Hong nodded. However, as our strength increases, the 500 million Ganwu dollars will be used up. What place? Thunder God couldn't help but ask. Killing fields. Hong said slowly. For fighters to raise their strength, they had to train hard. Unless it was the Manka people, like the Golden Horned Beast, with a naturally strong bloodline, they were destined to become domain lords and sector lords. However, for example, the Manka people, after becoming domain lords, they also needed to use all sorts of methods to break through. Raising their strength? Battle. Battle was the best method. It was best if they fought side by side. A battle that made people feel the threat of death. Right, big brother, back then our strength rose the fastest during the Great Nirvana period. It was because during the Great Nirvana period, there were all sorts of monsters. However, as our strength surpassed all the monsters, our strength rose slower. After tens of years, we only rose 2 or 3 levels. Thunder God said. Hong's eyes gleamed. Fighters that didn't battle, could they still be called fighters? Hong and Thunder God had indeed found a relatively correct path. Battle was indeed an important path to raise one's strength. This was also why powerful fighters and spirit readers, over 99% of them, joined the Universe Mercenary Alliance. This was also the reason why the Battle Axe Coliseum, such a terrifying place where one would definitely die in every battle, was still popular. Obtaining the Universe-level Battle Axe Fighter title could be said to have a 50% chance of becoming a Domain Lord. In normal Universe levels advancing to Domain Lords, the chances were ridiculously low. This is the Killing Fields? Hong and Thunder God entered a large hall. This hall was extremely huge, comparable to a city. However, there weren't many people inside. How imposing. Thunder God looked at the large hall, that blood droplet's huge background. He couldn't help but exclaim. How can it not be imposing? This place is very expensive. I'm a Star Traveler level 9. One day, I have to pay 1 million Black Dragon dollars or 700 Ganwu dollars. This definitely isn't something normal people can afford. Hong couldn't help but say 1 million Black Dragon dollars was enough to buy a large warehouse on by Lawnstar. Here, it was only enough for one day. But there are still many people who are willing to come. Thunder God couldn't help but say, didn't you see the advertisement? What kind of enemy you want? You can totally set your own requirements. Yes, this is what I like too. Hong took a deep breath. Killing fields. This was an extremely luxurious place to battle. Those who paid could request anything they wanted from the virtual universe system. For example, Hong was a Star Traveler level 9. With a domain level 2, he could totally request for an opponent to be a Star Traveler level 9, with a domain level 3. In reality, it was extremely difficult to find a suitable opponent. He could also request for 100 Star Traveler level 9s to surround and attack him. Such opportunities were extremely difficult to find in reality. However, in the virtual universe, it was possible. Of course, there was still a difference between the virtual universe and reality. Otherwise, the Battle Axe Coliseum wouldn't be so popular. Tulu, did you get something this time? Not bad. However, our team lost 3 people. It couldn't be helped. How could a few teams not fight and rob each other when they discovered a new world? I don't know which sector lord created this world. There are some treasures inside. At least I didn't manage to get anything. At least I managed to get 10,000 cubes of universe crystals. It can be considered profit. 10,000 cubes? This world definitely hasn't been excavated before. 3 men walked past. On their left chests were medals. The picture was of a floating planet on a blood-red wave. Universe 1 Star Mercenary. Hong and Thunder God glanced at each other. The mercenary medal, the huge axe medal, etc. These were all recognized by the virtual universe through the virtual universe's customer terminal consciousness sensor, auxiliary quantum computer, AI quantum computer. When scanning the user's body, it would automatically record it. The user could choose to hide it or show it. What world were you talking about? Thunder God couldn't help but ask. I was talking about sector lords. I've also heard that sector lords can create a world. Hong shook his head. Anyway, it's very far from us. Let's go in and fight. Fight. Thus, Hong and Thunder God began their days in the slaughterhouse. And here, it was a place the strong warriors of the universe often came to. If they met an enemy in reality, they could totally enter the killing fields, setting up an opponent that was almost exactly the same as the enemy, and then battle it out. Of course, there were still some differences between reality and the virtual world. You would never be able to set up an opponent that was exactly the same as the enemy in reality. As Hong and Thunder God were being killed time and time again in the killing fields, killing their opponents time and time again, after about 8 hours of traveling through the dark universe, Luo Feng's universe ship finally arrived on Earth. East of China, in a certain wilderness, a man wearing a blood-red battle suit stood there, his eyes filled with faint red flames. Behind him stood a row of 8 people. The shortest of these 8 people was only 2 meters tall, but the tallest one was more than 4 meters tall. They were both men and women. One of them even had a lion's head. Yes, these were the 8-star level 9 slaves Luo Feng bought. Due to time constraints, Luo Feng didn't have much choice. Hence, these 8 slaves were very different from the ones he bought last time. The slave from last time all looked very similar to the humans of Earth. If one didn't look carefully, one wouldn't be able to tell them apart. From now on, you are not to be more than a 100 m away from me, Luo Feng said in universe language. Yes, master. Whether it was high-pitched, thick, or clear, a mix of voices resounded. The 8-star level 9 slaves said respectfully. Luo Feng was expressionless, his eyes burning like a flame. Babata, connect to the global satellite network through the entire world's surveillance systems. Search for traces of the Newland Shan family bastards. Luo Feng ordered. Yes. P.S. Chapter 2 here continue. Chapter 314. In the wilderness, Luo Feng and his 8 slaves waited quietly. Luo Feng, that group of bastards should have blocked the signal and used a stealth system. The various country surveillance systems can't find them. Babata was obviously unhappy. HM? Wait a minute. What's up? Luo Feng's heart skipped a beat. I've discovered an AI has infiltrated the entire satellite network of Earth. Hee, and it's a punk. Babata was obviously excited. Oh, I found it. This level of AI should be a beginner-level AI. That AI's interface to Earth's network is in South America's Brasilia headquarters city. South America? Luo Feng smiled coldly. Hua! A ship appeared beside him. The cabin door automatically opened. Depart, Luo Feng ordered. The 8 slaves followed into the ship, flying from Asia to South America. Even though Luo Feng's speed was fast, it would still take a while, and using a universe ship, that would be too fast. Similar to the Newland Shan family, Luo Feng's ship naturally blocked the signal and camouflaged itself. In terms of technical ability, with Babata, Luo Feng was much stronger than the Newland Shan family. South America, Brasilia headquarters city. About 60 kilometers away from the villa occupied by Taoliwu and the others, the ship floated. Remember, no one is to stray more than 100 m away from me. Luo Feng looked coldly at the 8 slaves. At the same time, don't make any noise, understand? Understood, the 8 slaves replied. Very good, depart. Luo Feng flew out of the cabin door, the 8 slaves following behind. The 9 swiftly flew towards the villa. Probably none of this elite team would have thought, with their technology that far surpassed Earth's, the last thing they were discovered was because their AI had infiltrated the Earth system. It couldn't be helped. Compared to Babata, that AI's abilities were far too lacking. It's that villa ahead, Babata reminded. Luo Feng and the 8 slaves floated in midair. However, the light around them was strangely distorted, causing the 9 of them to float in mid-air. However, the people in the streets and residential areas below couldn't see them at all. This type of camouflage was purely an optical system's visual camouflage effect. To the strong, as long as the distance was close, they would be able to sense the opponent's presence. Babata, have you checked the situation inside? Luo Feng asked. My detection system has a radius of 20,000 meters. Why don't you take a look at where my alert detection system comes from? This was taken from the UNMO planet ship. Babata was very confident. Back on Misty Island, he had relied on this warning system to check on every human strength potential, and so on. He could even check on one's mind expanse from afar. The UNMO planet. Huyen Bo's carriage. How advanced was that surveillance system? Investigating a group of Star Level 9 warriors was simply too easy. TSK. You even set up a defensive alert? Haha, in front of me, that's a joke. Boo-hoo, look. 15 Star Level 9s, 19 Star Level 8s, 26 Star Level 7s. The Newland Shan family had a total of 60 people. The ones who were captured, the leaders of the 5 big countries, your wife Su Xin and your brother Luo Hua. Babata easily investigated everything. As long as they were within 20,000 meters, 20 kilometers, they would be able to see everything clearly. 60? Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. 15 Star Level 9s, 45 Star Level 7s, and 8s. Their strength was twice that of their side. Luo Feng didn't know. There was a small group of 20 people that boarded a ship and left Earth, heading towards the coordinates Luo Feng had set, preparing to search for the golden horned beast body. Babata, give me everyone's location, the entire structure of the villa, etc. Luo Feng was very clear. Rescuing people had to be extremely careful. Otherwise, if anything went wrong, it would be too late for regrets. After a while, from now on, I will use your mini quantum computers to give you all orders. Luo Feng's gaze swept past the 8 slaves. Be careful. Understood, master. The 8 slaves said solemnly. Let's go. Luo Feng used Babata to give orders to the 8 slaves' mini quantum computers. The 8 slaves didn't make a sound, following Luo Feng towards the villa. After a while, the 9 of them arrived at the foot of the villa's walls. The 4 of you guard outside the walls. Prepare to provide support. Luo Feng ordered. 4 of them nodded, not daring to make sound. The rest, follow me. Luo Feng didn't make a sound, only ordering. Luo Feng and the other 4 quietly began to enter the huge villa, luckily with Babata's surveillance. The movements of everyone within the villa were all within his grasp. The only thing was, Luo Feng and the others didn't dare to be careless. Even their heartbeats temporarily stopped. After all, the opponent's weakest was a Star Level 7. They were all extremely vigilant people. Even their heartbeats could attract their attention. Temporarily stopping their heartbeats wasn't difficult. Normal student level fighters' heartbeats would get slower and slower. Star Traveler level fighters could stop their heartbeats for half an hour. Much less Luo Feng, who was a Star Level 1 spirit reader. He could even directly shatter his heart and be fine. Someone is heading this way, in 1 second he'll probably discover you. There's someone coming down 52 meters to the left. Ahead. Babata's repeated reminders made Luo Feng and the others extremely nervous and careful. Villa Within one of the buildings on the third floor of a luxurious room, there were 2-star level 9 fighters standing guard. Within the room, Tuoli Wu sat cross-legged, entering the virtual universe to report the situation to his family. Head ancestor, Newlin Shan Guard Rongji, is leading a small team towards their destination. They'll probably arrive in 15 days. Tuoli Wu stood ramrod straight, his eyes filled with excitement and worship. In front of him on the screen was a silhouette. It was the man with the highest authority in the entire Newlin Shan family. Tuoli Wu was extremely proud and excited. To be able to meet the founder of the family, what an honor it was. One had to know that even the elite disciple of the Newlin Shan family, Pula, was only able to meet Newlin Shan for the first time because of this incident. 15 days? Newlin Shan's cold eyes. The corners of his lips curled upwards. Very good. You're now the head captain of the Newlin Shan Guards, right? Newlin Shan said casually. Yes, head ancestor. Tuoli was said respectfully. Once the matter is done, you'll be promoted to the commander position. Newlin Shan said directly. You'll also be awarded the first-class medal of the family. The Newlin Shan Guards were all outsiders. Hence, the highest position was usually the commander of the Newlin Shan Guards. Of course, if one reached the universe level, even the Kaluo Empire, Silver Blue Empire, etc. would fight over them. Staying in the Newlin Shan family, one would naturally receive an even higher position, able to stand shoulder to shoulder with the head. Tuoli Wu revealed a look of glee, shouting loudly, Yes, head ancestor. On Earth, be careful with the Earth leader hostage you've captured. Don't let anything happen. Newlin Shan reminded. Head ancestor, there definitely won't be any problems. I dare use my life to guarantee it. Tuoli Wu was extremely confident in front of the head ancestor. Newlin Shan nodded slightly. He was very satisfied with his subordinate's serious work. Luo Feng, 150m ahead of you, is the place where the leaders of the 5 countries, Su Exin and Luo Hua, are locked up. There's no way to get any closer now. That building is the one with the most fighters in the entire villa. The Newlin Shan family's little team has 60 members. 32 of them are in that building, including the 9-star level 9s. Babata reminded Luo Feng. The entire villa was huge. The other buildings didn't have many people. Luo Feng could only get closer and closer. The place where they're locked up, the guards are 2-star level 9s. Babata reminded. The others should stay further away from the guards' rooms. Luo Feng's thoughts moved. The cloud contact armor swiftly covered his face. One was for safety. The second was to not let the Newlin Shan family know that the one who saved them was Luo Feng. 150m, you are all-star level 9s. In the universe, your flying speed can reach 150,000 meters per second. On Earth, because of the air resistance, even though it's much slower. However, it's still 50,000 meters per second. Right now, I want you to use your fastest speed to reach the room 150m away. 2 of them are in charge of controlling the guards. The other 2 are in charge of saving them. Luo Feng's orders were transmitted to the 4's quantum computers. The 4 slaves nodded. Then, Luo Feng looked at the building ahead, squinting his eyes. Let's go. So. 4-star level 9s and Luo Feng. The 4 slaves' flying speed was around 50,000 meters per second, even though Luo Feng was only a star level 1, relying on his level 3 spirit weapon soaring shuttle and his powerful consciousness. His speed exceeded 200,000 meters per second. Within the guards' room, Su Xan, Luo Hua, and the 5 leaders were scattered throughout the room. The floor was only covered with blankets. What are you looking at? A guard sat on a chair, looking disdainfully at the leaders of the European Union, pointing and laughing. Just you, and you're still a country leader? However, I have to say, Earth is such a big place, yet you've created so many countries. Elementary level countries in the universe. They all have a few galaxies, over 1 million life planets. The moment he finished, rumble, the walls suddenly exploded. A muscular man with a lion's head and armor charged in first, arriving in front of the guard in an instant. 150m distance, 50,000 meters per second? What kind of concept was that? It was faster than the blink of an eye, because it was simply too fast, many times faster than the speed of sound. When the two guards felt the strong energy, the four slaves were less than 10 m away from them, immediately engaging in battle. What? Luo Hua and Su Xian stared wide-eyed. So. Two vines fiercely wrapped around the two of them, leaves wrapping around them. Luo Feng controlled the 7 vines, wrapping around the 7 people. One had to know that the cloud contact vine back on Misty Island had quite a number of vines, much less Luo Feng's that had already grown to the star level 3. In terms of the growth speed of the cloud contact vine, Luo Feng's was indeed very fast. At least, it was much faster than Luo Feng's earth body. Capture them. Quickly, the entire manor instantly exploded, and shockwaves visible to the naked eye swept out in all directions. Not only did it raze the entire manor to the ground, but a large number of the surrounding residential streets were also instantly affected by the shockwaves and turned into mud. Back then in the Westlake courtyard, the main reason was that the courtyard itself was a few km in radius, and this villa wasn't that big. Including the last time, they were all attacks on the castle. And this time, it was a group of star level 9 warriors wantonly attacking each other. Some of the attacks were dodged. Naturally, the attacks hit the ground. Capture that blood-red armored man. Tuale Wu was like lightning, rushing into the sky. With a glance, he saw in the distance a blood-red armored man's body emitting 7 vines, wrapping around 7 people. No need to send us off. In the sky, a universe ship flew over. The cabin door had long been opened. The blood-red armored man dragged the 7 people swiftly into the cabin. So, the universe ship immediately vanished. In terms of speed, the universe ship speed was much faster than a star level 9 warrior. Lead them to the Pacific Ocean. These are the coordinates. At the same time, Luo Feng gave his 8 slaves an order. Chapter 315. In the spaceship, the 5 leaders of the countries were breathing heavily. It was obvious that everything had happened too quickly. They had been wrapped up by the vine leaves, and they hadn't even reacted to what had happened. The cloud contact battle armor swiftly shrunk, revealing Luo Feng's face. Luo Feng, Mr. Luo? The leaders of the 5 countries looked at the person in front of them in shock. Then, they revealed expressions of ecstasy. They knew that they were saved. Besides, Su Xian and Luo Hua revealed looks of glee. Su Xian even rushed into Luo Feng's embrace, hugging him tightly. I was just afraid that I'll never see you again, never see Ping Ping and Lil Hai. It's okay, my wife. Luo Feng said softly. He hugged his wife for a while before letting go. Everyone. Luo Feng looked at the others. I still have things to do. Everyone, please stay within the universe ship for now. It's very safe. Brother, be careful, Luo Hua said. Luo Feng laughed and gently pinched his wife's little face before swiftly leaving and flying out of the cabin. Above the Pacific Ocean, Luo Feng looked up at the universe ship disappearing into the horizon. It's time for a real battle. This group of trash from the Newland Shan family, they really think that Earth is their backyard, playing however they want. Luo Feng floated in mid-air, looking in the direction of the South American continent, after which he smiled coldly and immediately rushed down towards the ocean below. With a splash, snow-white waves splashed up as Luo Feng entered the bottom of the ocean. Luo Feng's internal world. On the continent that was covered in golden mist, the golden horned beast that was entrenched within the metal continent suddenly disappeared. At the same time, a human man appeared within. Logically speaking, regardless of whether it was metal or flesh, once humans entered the inner world, they would immediately be decomposed and killed. Back then, the golden horned beast had devoured those bases in this way. This power of disintegration was none other than the power of the inner world's quintessence. When Luo Feng appeared, the energy seemed to have discovered its own child, surrounding Luo Feng, yet not harming him at all. Luo Feng, later on we'll start killing to our heart's content. The artificial intelligence I created back then has been integrated into the spaceship. It's already connected to Earth's satellite network. Anything that captures the scene of this sea area will be erased with a click. Don't worry, no one will find out. Chasing and killing. The incomparably enraged Newland Shan family's elite team had been madly chasing after Luo Feng's 8-star level 9 slaves. The bloody mad slaughter continued for over 10,000 kilometers. However, their speed was simply too fast. 1 second was 50 kilometers. In a few minutes, they had killed their way from the South American continent to where Luo Feng was hiding. Hua hua. The sea rippled slightly, and the sun was extremely dazzling. Bastard, bastard, bastard. Tuoliwu angrily roared in his heart. Not long ago, he had confidently guaranteed in front of the Patriarch. Patriarch, absolutely nothing will go wrong. I dare to guarantee it with my life. But in the blink of an eye, all the hostages had been snatched away. How could he not be angry? They chased him all the way. They had the numbers advantage, successfully killing an enemy star level 9, while losing a star level 8. None of you can escape. Tuoliwu's eyes turned red. 15-star level 9s, chasing 7-star level 9s, of which the star level 9s were flying far ahead. The 18-star level 8s were obviously much slower, and the 26-star level 7s were even slower. And just as Tuoliwu and the group of star level 9s were flying past the ocean, the originally calm ocean suddenly began to churn, as though there was a huge black monster slowly rising from the bottom of the ocean. Slowly, it revealed its sharp blade-like back, like a mountain range. Look, what is that? The 18-star level 8s flying from behind, with their vigilance, such a huge monster, such a huge movement. How could they not notice it? Why do I feel that it looks like the swallowing monster from the information we received? One of the team members looked carefully. Swallowing monster? Quickly look. It really looks like it. It really looks like it. The black scales on its back have golden stripes too. Its head is about to pop out. The swallowing monster was extremely important. Compared to it, chasing after those few people had no meaning at all. At this time, the group behind, the 26-star level 7s, all rushed over. The Newell and Shan family's elite team members floated in mid-air, carefully observing. In the middle of the surging waves of the ocean, there was an incomparably huge head. The entire head was over 100 meters long, which meant to say, this head was even bigger than a normal middle school's field on Earth. That extended back was like a mountain range, incomparably huge. However, these elite team members had all come from the universe to Earth. Their knowledge was vast, and they were all very calm. Voila! This huge monster finally broke out of the water. The ocean water washed over its entire body, the black blade like scales under the sun's rays, reflecting a dazzling rainbow light. The most eye-catching part of the huge head was that it shot up into the sky, as though it was going to pierce through the heavens. The two black horns that made people's hearts tremble. The black horns were covered in strange golden markings, causing the horns to look like they were made of gold. A pair of huge dark golden eyes, just like the eyes of the heavens and earth. Cold savage. Swallowing monster. One of the team members cried out excitedly. It's the swallowing monster. It's it. It's definitely it. The Newell and Shan family's elite team members didn't show any fear, instead shouting excitedly. Quickly inform the captain. Quickly. That's great. This swallowing monster is actually still alive. Tuoliwu and the other 15 Newell and Shan guards were swiftly chasing after it. It really runs fast. Tuoliwu gritted his teeth. Other than killing one enemy at the start of the chaotic battle, he couldn't even catch up to it in the middle of the chase. Because the opponent only wanted to escape, to successfully chase after it was extremely difficult. However, Tuoliwu thought about his promise to the head ancestor, and now it had become like this. He couldn't help but be even more furious. Doo-doo, the quantum computer on his arm vibrated. Captain, Captain, it's the swallowing monster. It's alive. An excited voice resounded. At the same time, the screen displayed the scene of the golden-horned beast slowly emerging from the depths of the ocean. My God! Tuoliwu's eyeballs were about to pop out. The scene on the quantum computer made his soul tremble. The other team members didn't know about the golden horned beast, but he did. That was the golden horned beast, Even amongst the space beasts, it had the highest bloodline. The moment it matured, it would be a Sector Lord level 9 pinnacle. It could be said to be invincible under the undying level. The highest bloodline, a species that was close to extinction, their numbers were much, much less than undying warriors. This is the Golden Horn Beast, and it's just a cub. Tuoliwu had a feeling of worship, the legendary pinnacle Golden Horn Beast. That was the true behemoth, with just a slight stomp of its feet, a wave of its tail. A planet would at least lose a layer of its skin. If it used its full strength, it could directly blow up a planet. This was the pinnacle of the Golden Horn Beast, the pinnacle of Sector Lords. Quick, catch it! Tuoliwu roared. Everyone, stop chasing. Quick, follow me. Tuoliwu used the quantum computer to send a video to the other 14 team members, giving the order. They were still curious why they didn't chase, but after seeing the video, they all cried out excitedly, turning around and flying. In the air above the ocean. Catch it! Catch it alive! 18-star level 8s, 26-star level 7s, this group of team members were all extremely excited. However, the Golden Horn Beast that was slowly emerging from the water looked up coldly at the group of star level 8s charging at the front, its cold eyes flashing with killing intent. Who? A scaly tail that seemed to shake the heavens and earth swept across the sky with shocking speed. Of the 18-star level 8s, 9 of them were directly swept by it. The first 5 to be affected immediately exploded with a hong sound. Fresh blood splattered everywhere. Broken limbs flying everywhere. The other 4 were either crippled or heavily injured. Don't fight it head-on, rely on technique. Its body is huge. Its movement in small spaces can't compare to the agility of humans. The other team members were so scared they broke out in cold sweat, each of them like lightning snakes, their flight paths becoming unpredictable. This was indeed one of the Golden Horn Beast's weaknesses. Back then, Hong and Thunder God ignited their souls and fought against the Golden Horn Beast. They relied on their small size to quickly change directions. However, as one of the pinnacle bloodlines, the Golden Horn Beast had its weakness too, and that was its entire body was a weapon. Sharp claws, sharp horns, tail, wings. Voila! The Golden Horn Beast's speed soared. Its huge wings fiercely flapped. Its wings were made of scales. The edges even had sharp knife-like scales. When the Golden Horn Beast's speed exploded, its pair of wings madly flapped. Ah! They were swept by the scaled wings and immediately sliced into 3 pieces. Its scaled defense is 2. A team member howled loudly. His body was immediately sliced into pieces by the lightning-fast claws, fresh blood flying everywhere. Quickly flee. It's too strong. The scaled tail that was as long as the Golden Horn Beast's body fiercely lashed out, like a whip sweeping across 3 team members, immediately smashing them into pieces. Dealing with 10-star level 9s was a bit troublesome, but dealing with star level 8s and star level 7s, to the Golden Horn Beast that had already reached the star level 7, it was simply a massacre. For claws, wantonly clawing and trampling, both wings fiercely flapping. That was like 2 dark clouds covering the ground. The strangest and most ferocious part was still that tail. In just a short while, 18-star level 8s were all killed. Yes, the Golden Horn Beast was purposely killing the star level 8s. Flee! Flee! Quickly flee! The star level 7s were completely on the verge of collapse. At this time, the Golden Horn Beast's eyes flashed with a bloodthirsty madness. It opened its huge mouth. Immediately, a formless energy enveloped a large area of space, completely enveloping the group of star level 7s and Newell Shan family elites, only to see their bodies swiftly shrink, simultaneously flying towards the Golden Horn Beast's mouth. The closer they got to the Golden Horn Beast's mouth, the smaller they became, until they became tiny dots, disappearing into the black hole of the Golden Horn Beast's mouth. The Golden Horn Beast's 3 great natural abilities: Devour. The Devour technique, a natural ability, it could devour large amounts of metal into the internal world, and it had a group attack effect. Any life forms weaker than itself could be devoured and killed. Goo! The Golden Horn Beast seemed to let out a burp. seeing the 10 beams of light swiftly flying over, it immediately dove into the ocean, leaving behind the stench of blood around it. P.S. Update complete. I made up for yesterday's 2 chapters. I still owe 3. I have to continue to work hard. Work hard. Chapter 316. Swallowing Beast. Haha, a live swallowing beast. Tuoliwu, Ahiman, and Abuluot, the 3 captains, all shouted excitedly. The other members were all extremely excited. They were very clear on the Newland Shan family's rules. The bigger the contribution, the bigger the reward. If they could capture the swallowing beast alive, the reward would definitely be shocking. How could they not be excited? Not right. Tuoli was stopped. Ahiman, Abuluot, you 2 bring people to chase the swallowing beast first. I'll follow in a while. Tuoliwu ordered. Don't worry. Ahiman and Abuluot brought the others and swiftly disappeared into the horizon. Tuoliwu, however, floated in mid-air, his consciousness immediately entering the virtual universe network, sending a message to his superior. Lord Pulla, that golden-horned beast isn't dead. It's still alive. It's appeared on Earth again. This is the footage taken by the other members. At the same time, he sent the footage over, after which Tuoliwu immediately left the virtual universe network. Splash! Tuoliwu's body fell right into the ocean, creating a snow-white splash. As his body was in a state of unconsciousness before, he naturally fell straight down. I've already notified the family. Next, Tuoliwu flew out from the ocean, licking his lips, his eyes glowing green. It's time for me to make a contribution. Capturing the golden-horned beast alive. Tuoliwu became a beam of light with shocking speed, breaking through the skies and chasing. In a short while, Tuoliwu saw, in mid-air in front of him, a group of Newland Shan guards dressed in armor. All of different appearances were floating. What's going on? Tuoliwu raged. Why aren't you chasing? Captain. Ahiman and Abuluot turned to look. That swallowing beast is at the bottom of the ocean. We can see it with the naked eye. However, Captain, do you smell blood? Blood smell? Tuoliwu sniffed. Star level 9 warriors, be it hearing or smell, were much stronger than normal people. With a careful sniff, he could smell the stench of blood that permeated the surroundings. We just contacted the other members. None of them replied. Not a single reply. All the star level 8 and 7 members are like that. Ahiman and Abuluot said seriously. This caused Tuoliwu's heart to tremble. All the other members had no reply. This was too exaggerated. The 2 sides had only been separated for a few minutes. In such a short time, all 44 members had died? Tuoliwu asked himself, although he was ranked in the top 10 of the 8,000 Newland Shan guards. To kill those 44 team members, he alone could do it, but that would require sufficient time. This swallowing beast is so powerful. Tuoliwu frowned, looking down at the sea below. With his eyesight, he could indeed see the black shadow at the bottom of the sea. The air on Tuoliwu's wrist sounded long-distance test. Master, the space beast below is a star level 7. 7th order? The group of Newland Shan guards, standing in mid-air, all looked at each other, discussing softly. About 2,000 meters above the sea, like a continuous mountain range, the golden-horned beast was at the bottom of the sea. Its body length was about 700 m. That scaled tail was about the same length as its body. Yes, star level 7. Back when Luo Feng first left Earth for Dragonstar, the golden-horned beast was only a star level 4. According to the golden-horned beast's normal training, the first 3 levels of the star level added together took 1.5 years to complete. Star level 4, 5, 6, every breakthrough required 2 years. Star level 7, 8, 9, every breakthrough required 12 years. Breaking through from the star level 9 to the universe level 1, however, required over 50 years. Back when Luo Feng sold the Arc Cutter Blade, he spent over $1 billion Black Dragon dollars to buy a large amount of metals, increasing his evolution efficiency by 51 times. After returning that time, Luo Feng trained on Earth for a little over a month. The universe explorers came. 3 months later, the family fleet came. However, they were afraid of the Empire's laws and left. only secretly leaving behind a small elite team operating under the name of Space Pirates. After another 6 to 7 days, Luo Feng battled with the remaining elite team, which meant Luo Feng used a metal that increased his evolution efficiency by 51 times, training for about 4.5 months. 4.5 months, 51 times the evolution efficiency. That was comparable to 19 years of normal evolution. From star level 4 to 6, it required 4 years. From 6 to 7, it required 12 years. Hence, the Golden Horned Beast was indeed already at the star level 7 level. If another 2 or 3 months passed, the Golden Horned Beast body would be at the star level 8. The star level 7 Golden Horned Beast. How strong was it? One had to know. A few with special training with powerful spirit weapons could already fight 2 or 3 levels higher. For example, back then, Luo Feng could easily fight 3 or 4 levels higher. Of course, the main reason was that the warriors of Earth didn't have a system of training and didn't have any good weapons. Being bullied by Luo Feng wasn't weird. In the vast universe, elites nurtured by large powers, fighting 2 or 3 levels higher was very normal. And a Golden Horned Beast? If it was the same level and level, the Golden Horned Beast could be considered invincible. Only a very, 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 very small chance would appear, an absolute genius that could defeat the Golden Horned Beast of the same level and level. That was simply a sick existence. Back then, the Golden Horned Beast was a star level 1. Hong and Thunder God were known to be invincible in the Star Traveler level, with domains. When they first ignited their souls, they couldn't even break through the Golden Horned Beast scales. In the end, Hong, who had reached the domain level 2, used his strongest move to break through. It wasn't that the star level 1 was that strong. It was just that the Golden Horned Beast was too sick. Back then, when Luo Feng ignited his soul, using the Yin Mo planet technique to attack the heavily injured Golden Horned Beast, it was completely unable to break through the Golden Horned Beast soul defense. In the end, it was the inherited soul imprint left behind by his teacher that ignited and became an attack that broke through the Golden Horned Beast. It was so hard to kill it back then because the Golden Horned Beast was simply too sick. Amongst the human geniuses in the universe, there were a few star level 7 warriors that could kill a star level 9 alone. Star level 7 Golden Horned Beast? Toward star level 7 humans, 99. 99% of them could use the swallowing talent technique to directly kill them. It was simple killing a star level 8 human. It was completely overwhelming if it was against a star level 9 human, even though it could gain the upper hand and kill 1 or 2. However, against a group of star level 9 humans, it was still very troublesome. More importantly, within this group of star level 9 humans, there were strong warriors too. Just like Tuo Lei Wu, one person was equivalent to 10 normal star level 9 humans. Same level and level, there was still a difference in battle strength. Hence, the Golden Horned Beast would only be in the ocean. In the ocean, its strength wasn't affected. However, the group of Newland Shan guards were affected. In the air above the ocean, listen to my orders. 3 small teams, from 3 directions, attack at the same time. I don't believe that a star level 7 swallowing beast against 15 of our Newland Shan guards can still win. Tuo Lei Wu's green eyes emitted a vicious glint. Capture the swallowing beast alive. A Heman roared. Right, capture it alive. A Buluot shouted too. Attack. Tuo Lei Wu's loud voice resounded. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The 3 small teams became 3 long chains of light, charging straight into the ocean. A distance of 2,000 m against this level of battle, it was a joke. Wu, the mountain range like Golden Horned Beast, let out a cry of joy. Raising its head, a pair of huge dark golden eyes looked at the 3 lightning-fast teams charging into the ocean. Rumble. The huge scaled tail was like a huge python fiercely piercing through the ocean, directly sweeping towards one of the elite teams. Attack! The captain of the elite squad, Armand, roared out. Immediately, a number of ordinary energy weapons glowed brilliantly as they shot towards the incoming tail. Armand was even using a level 1 energy weapon. Yes, the Newland Shan guards were all equipped with energy weapons, battle armor, and spirit weapons, battle armor. However, based on their battle strength, most Newland Shan guards used normal energy weapons, which were very cheap. And the stronger ones like a Heman and a Buluot used level 1 energy weapons, which had additional effects on their battle strength. And Tuo Lei Wu and those absolute elites were even equipped with level 2 energy weapons that could unleash their star-level battle strength. The level 2 energy weapons, spirit weapons. Rumble, the scaled tail was extremely swift and slippery, clashing with 2 of the energy weapons before swiftly disappearing. My hands are numb. That's strong enough. Ahiman shouted loudly in delight. Tuo Lei Wu, who was in charge of the entire situation, couldn't help but laugh. Facing an opponent 2 levels lower than him, even though it was the extremely famous Golden Horn Beast. But on his side, they were all formed into teams of 5, attacking together. If they still couldn't withstand it, then that would be too sick. Surround and attack. Tuo Lei Wu ordered. All right. Ahiman roared excitedly. Kill. Abuluot's eyes gleamed. Rumble, rumble, rumble. In an instant, it was as though the sky was falling and the earth was splitting apart. The 3 Newland Shan guard teams madly surrounded and attacked the Golden Horn Beast. The Golden Horn Beast was indeed very strong, but in front of the 15 Newland Shan guards who were very good at cooperating, it could only be considered a bitter struggle. It was completely at a disadvantage. Woo! A loud and crazed roar resounded. The black horn on the Golden Horn Beast's head was covered in dense golden markings that suddenly lit up. It was extremely dazzling, following which the golden light flowed along the golden markings to its 4 claws, tail, and wings. The strengthening of the 3 great natural abilities. Everyone's risking their lives. Ahiman shouted, "Don't kill it. We have to capture it alive." Tuo Lei Wu shouted. Rumble. The gigantic claw fiercely stomped down. Abuluot and the other 4 members crazily brandished their weapons. Rumble. The Golden Horn Beast's claw fiercely stomped down on 3 of the energy weapons. The Golden Horn Beast's mountain-like body staggered, and Abuluot and the other 4 members were immediately split apart by the attack. 2 of them even spat out fresh blood with a wah sound. So strong in an instant. That's too sick. Ahiman and Abuluot stare with their eyes wide open. It was 2 levels lower, and it was still able to destroy 5 human warriors? Chapter 317. Rumble, rumble. The strengthened Golden Horn Beast's strength had obviously increased explosively. Every step of its claws, the swipe of its tail, the attack of its wings, were much stronger than before. The 3 teams no longer had the feeling of playing a game like before. Instead, they felt the strain. Both sides were now in a state of equal strength. Captain, Ahiman and Abuluot shouted. Every word was transmitted through genetic energy. Genetic energy, genetic energy. Transmission's theory was extremely simple. It was to use the genetic energy to achieve the same effect as a telephone line, allowing the sound to swiftly travel to the desired location. This was a common technique used by fighters in the universe. Towards spirit readers and fighters who had spirit energy and genetic energy, they naturally had techniques that were different from normal humans. Genetic energy transmission was one of them. Let's begin. Tuoliwu's eyes were filled with excitement. That pure and powerful star energy coursed through his entire body, even infusing into the battle axe in his hands. Understood. Ahiman and Abuluot were excited too. Yes. It was time to unleash the strongest move. The 15 Newland Shan guards had a hard time unleashing a powerful combined attack, but Tuoliwu, Ahiman, and Abuluot were able to achieve the best results, unleashing their strongest attack. With Abuluot and Ahiman as support, Tuoliwu as the tip of the blade, unleashing their strongest attack. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The 3 blinding lights seemed to merge into one, after which a blinding, blurry golden battle axe chopped towards the Golden Horn Beast. Ooh, the Golden Horn Beast didn't dodge at all, directly using its heavenly pillar-like thick claws to trample over Tuoliwu and the rest didn't seem to care about attacking anywhere else. Perhaps they were worried about killing the golden horn beast, hence they chose to meet force with force. The golden battle axe and the claws clashed together. Woo! An enraged cry of pain resounded. Fresh blood sprayed out. The scales on the claws were shattered. A huge wound appeared at the bottom of the claws, almost splitting the claws in half. Big fellow, the defense of its scales is really strong. Let's give it a few more hits. Beat it until it hurts, then capture it alive. Let's do it. Tuoliwu and the other two captains were extremely excited. The 12 Nulinshan guards who were floating in the water were watching the show. The injured golden horn beast's eyes flashed with coldness. It opened its mouth again, and an object wrapped in energy flew out. That was a broken blade? No, it's Luo Feng's strongest weapon, the hybrid copper essence shard. The golden horn beast that was under the innate strengthened state because of the mysterious golden engravings, whether it was speed or other aspects, even its soul attacks all rose to a new level. The strengthened golden horn beast combined with the hybrid copper essence shard. Just how strong would it be? Whoosh, 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 whoosh. The revolving and dancing hybrid copper essence fragments, like a ray of light, instantly swept past Tuoliwu and the other two captains. Tuoliwu's eyes widened. That ray of light had already arrived in front of him, and his hard skull was directly sliced open. Following that, the heads of the two captains beside him were also sliced open, and they died instantly. Dead. The three captains had died in a single exchange. This scene caused the 12 Nulinshan guards in the distance to be completely stunned. Oh my god, impossible. Quickly flee. One of the Nulinshan guards turned and fled. The others too were shocked, choosing to scatter and flee without hesitation. Xiao 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 xiao, a blood-red ray of light, extremely fast. It ran much faster than the Nulinshan guards, transforming into a strange arc, like a skewer of candied fruits, piercing through the heads of the Nulinshan guards. In less than 0.001 seconds, the heads of the 12 Nulinshan guards were all pierced through, dead beyond death. The golden horn beast, that was as large as a mountain range, coldly stared at the corpses one by one. The wounds on its claws were constantly expanding with fresh red flesh, swiftly recovering. Who? The golden horned beast disappeared. A black-haired man dressed in a blood-red armor appeared in midair. Due to the disappearance of the golden horned beast's huge body, it caused a large amount of water to crazily surge towards it. The experiment can be considered a success. The golden horned beast's strength. I finally have a clear understanding of it. The strengthened golden horned beast combined with the strongest weapon, the hybrid copper essence shard, is indeed ridiculously strong. Luo Feng's mind flashed with many thoughts, after which he ordered, Babata, when we return, disguise the hybrid copper essence shard a little, at least make it hard for people to recognize it as the hybrid copper essence. After giving the order, Luo Feng, who was in the middle of the raging sea, glanced at the surrounding Nulinshan guards' corpses, the corners of his lips curling upwards. This battle, before it even began, the outcome had already been decided. Virtual universe. Polo was respectfully and excitedly standing in front of screen. On it were the three heads of the Nulinshan family in history. Dressed in a dark green armor, the head Nulinshan's cold eyes were filled with excitement. Alive? That golden horned beast infant is actually alive? Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. This is the video Toale Wu and the others just recorded. Please take a look at Ancestor. Polo replied loudly. The video started playing. Nulinshan and the other two heads all stared intently. Yes, it's the golden horned beast, two sharp horns. Looking at the length of the horns, it should be a star level 7. Nulinshan nodded. A star level 7 golden horned beast. With 15 Nulinshan guards working together, they'll definitely have the upper hand. Head Ancestor. Yuka into one. The two heads looked at the head Ancestor, of which when Nulinshan couldn't help but ask, can the Nulinshan guards capture the golden horned beast alive? There's hope. Nulinshan nodded. Taking a deep breath, suppressing the excitement within. My God, this was the golden horned beast, the pinnacle of bloodlines in the universe. In terms of numbers, it was even rarer than the undying beings. A golden horned beast infant, even an undying being would fight for it. He, Newland Sean, a universe level 9, in the universe, he was just an unremarkable person. He actually had hope of acquiring the golden horned beast infant. This was too unbelievable. If the golden horned beast were to be acquired with my Battle Axe fighter title, I can sell the infant through the Battle Axe Coliseum, obtaining shocking benefits. Newland Sean had already thought of how to deal with the golden horned beast infant. To normal people, such a treasure was definitely a hot potato. Even a universe-level warrior would find it hard to deal with the golden horned beast infant. And Newland Sean had an extremely safe method. Immediately contact the members on Earth. I want to personally question them, Newland Sean ordered. Yes, head ancestor, Pulla said respectfully. I'll contact each and every one of them now. The moment the battle ends, they will immediately enter the virtual universe network. Pulla began to contact the 60 members on Earth. Dita, why isn't anyone replying? Even if it's a battle with the Golden Horn Beast, the star level 7 and 8 members, there's no need to participate, right? Silence. The head ancestor Newland Sean snorted softly. Time passed second by second. The three heads and Pulla were all anxiously waiting. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. The head ancestor Newland Sean's expression, from the initial excitement to his eyebrows furrowed, after which his expression grew uglier and uglier, before finally turning green and finally expressionless, his eyes looking like he was about to devour someone. Stop contacting them. They're dead. They're all dead. Newland Sean said coldly. Schwa. Newland Sean himself disappeared from the screen. Obviously, he had left the virtual universe network. The two heads and Pulla's expressions were extremely ugly. Yes, they all understood those people were all dead. Because of Pulla's call request, those people didn't dare to reject it. Secondly, even if they were to capture the Golden Horned Beast alive, those star level 7 and 8 warriors didn't even need to participate in the battle, but they didn't reply, which meant that the star level 7 and 8 warriors were all dead. As for the group of Newland Sean guards, even if they fought, the amount of time they could fight was very short. After such a long time, not a single one of them replied. Obviously, they were all dead. The plan this time had failed. In the vast Black Dragon Mountain starfield, among the 500 vassal states, there was one extremely powerful vassal state, the Callow Empire. The Callow Empire occupied 26 galaxies. One had to know that many weak elementary level empires in the universe only had 2 galaxies. The Silver Blue Empire was considered one of the stronger ones. Within the Callow Empire, there was an extremely famous planet. Ice Mist Planet. Ice Mist Planet was the Newland Sean family's base. Over 3,000 Newland Sean guard were gathered here, along with the normal 30,000 Ice Mist guards. The requirement to join the Ice Mist guards was to reach the star level, meaning the entire planet's star level warriors numbered in the tens of thousands. This power was simply too terrifying. The Callow Empire's third family, to be able to be called the third strongest, it wasn't just because of Newland Sean alone. No matter how strong Newland Sean was, he was still just one person. What he relied on was the large army under him, directly leading over 1,000 life planets, using star-level warriors to form an army, their power threatening the surrounding tens of thousands of life planets. In this galaxy, they were the most powerful family. But the cold wind howled. Ice Mist Planet was known for its cold. In the extreme north of the planet, there was a black mountain range. The temperature here was shockingly low. So, 2 human silhouettes flew through the air towards the black mountain range. One of them had pointy ears. He was a Newland Sean family member. The other was dressed in a black robe. Only one could vaguely see a small curved horn on his forehead. The 2 of them directly flew into a cave within the black mountain range. Deep within the cave, a man dressed in a dark green armor, his entire body emanating a cold aura, sat cross-legged on a black rock. Head ancestor, teacher. The 2 of them bowed respectfully. The one by Callow. The man sitting cross-legged opened his eyes, his gaze sweeping past the two. His gaze had a rare sense of warmth. You both know the situation. Your target is Earth. The first target is that automaton ship. As for the golden horn beast infant, it'll depend on luck. Head ancestor, we still have hope of capturing that infant beast. Duin said. No. The head ancestor Nulin Shan shook his head. The golden horn beast's intelligence is very high. It's very cunning. After experiencing this danger, there's an 80 to 90% chance it will leave Earth. When that time comes, it will drift about in the universe. And when you reach Earth in 2 years without any target, how will you find it? Find a target in the universe? The two of them were silent. Go. Bring the automaton ship back. The golden horn beast infant will depend on luck. The head ancestor, Newellyn Shan, said. Yes, head ancestor, teacher. The two universe-level warriors bowed respectfully. Virtual universe. In the corner of a noisy bar, Luo Feng sat with his eyes closed. Luo Feng, I've already placed an order. I've ordered a large amount of planet defense equipment, warning satellites, etc. When the time comes, we'll form a very tight defense system within the entire solar system. If those universe ships ever appear in the solar system again, we'll definitely be able to easily discover them. Hearing Babata's words, Luo Feng was very satisfied. The crisis this time was considered to have passed. From Su Xian and the others who were once taken as hostages, he found out that there were originally a total of 80 people, with 4 captains. One of the teams went into the universe because of the coordinates Luo Feng gave them. The other 3 were killed by Luo Feng. As for the remaining team, Luo Feng didn't treat it as a threat. However, he couldn't be careless. Earth had already suffered enough from not being able to match up to others. Hence, Luo Feng wanted to purchase an entire planet defense system. This sort of thing was extremely costly. Normal planets in the universe would at most have a low-level defense system. However, Luo Feng chose a high-level one. When the time comes, it would cover the entire solar system. The entire solar system would be under surveillance. This was considered one of the best in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, those stealth ships, etc. When the time came, they wouldn't be able to hide at all. They would all be revealed. Also, I hope that around the wormhole, there will be a warning system installed. The moment a ship passes through that wormhole, I'll be the first to know. Luo Feng said, the Newellyn Shan family probably won't give up. Relax, I've already considered this. Babata shouted. Everything had been prepared. Earth was no longer a threat. Once the planet's defense system was ready, Luo Feng could relax. As for the Newellyn Shan family, even if they really sent people, it would be another 2 years and 8 months later. Third brother. Hong and Thunder God entered the bar, heading straight for Luo Feng. Before this, the two had long received Luo Feng's notice. Knowing that the trouble had been resolved, Luo Feng had even arranged a meeting point. HM? Luo Feng looked shocked. His 2 big brothers felt different from before. Where have you 2 been? I feel like you 2 are different from before. Luo Feng was hesitant. Haha, I told you, third brother senses are very sensitive. You'll definitely be able to sense it. Thunder God laughed. I thought I was wrong. Luo Feng looked curiously at the 2. Right? We went to a very special place. Hong laughed too. What place? Luo Feng was curious. Hong and Thunder God exchanged glances. Don't keep us in suspense. Luo Feng couldn't help but urge. Hong revealed a smile, saying word by word, killing, fields. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows suspiciously, muttering to himself, killing, fields? The 5th chapter, Universe Adventurer, has finished. The 6th chapter is about to begin. The next chapter won't be limited to Earth. Luo Feng is about to enter the vast universe, with large amounts of universe warriors. I've seen the rewards in the book review section. Thank you, Drunkard, Springflower, Handsome Guy, seeing my brothers, sisters supporting me. Tomato's heart is filled with joy and excitement. Actually, I really want to fight for the monthly votes. However, the tenosynovitis has been bothering me. The more I type, the more my fingers hurt. Hence, I won't fight for it. We'll rely on equality to let everyone vote. If you're happy, then vote. If you're not satisfied, then go to the review section and nag. Hee hee. Just want to say, Tomato is extremely satisfied to have readers like you. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Chapter 3:18. This killing field, what kind of place is it? Luo Feng asked. It's a good place. Thunder God pretended to be mysterious. If you go there once, you'll love going there in the future. Hong was also keeping her in suspense. A crisp voice rang out. The Killing Fields is a special training ground for fighters and spirit readers to use. Over there, you could find any kind of opponent you wanted. Group battle, one-on-one, fighting against a world overlord. This slaughter arena can satisfy you. Of course, the daily fee is very high. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God turned their heads. The one who spoke was Babata on Luo Feng's shoulder. Luo Feng, the voice resounded in Luo Feng's mind. This Killing Fields is also part of my training plan. Originally, I was going to tell you the bank account number that teacher gave you. However, you were busy dealing with that Newland Shan family fleet. I don't have time to go to the slaughterhouse either. Let's go now. That place is pretty good. Praised by Babata? Let's go, we'll go take a look now. Luo Feng couldn't wait any longer. I knew you couldn't wait. Thunder God took the drink and finished it in one gulp. The three of them paid the bill and immediately left the bar. The Black Dragon Mountain Island in a virtual universe was incomparably vast. Hence, there was a transfer channel within the island. Depending on the distance, one had to pay. The price of teleporting within the island wasn't high, but if you wanted to go to the Ganwu continent from the Black Dragon Mountain Island, the price would be shocking. Black Dragon Mountain Island, Killing Field. Wow, it was like a sea of blood in the background, and a single drop of blood was the most eye-catching. The entire hall was shrouded in such a background. The hall was so vast that one couldn't see the end of it. There were very few people in the hall, but because the hall was as big as a city, there were probably over 10,000 people. In the Killing Fields, the prices are very high. For example, I need 1 million Black Dragon dollars a day, or 700 Ganwu dollars. Hong said in a low voice. So expensive? Luo Feng was shocked. For a normal planet like Balan Star, the richest person's assets were around 100 million Black Dragon dollars. In other words, the richest people on the planet did not have the ability to provide for their children to train in the Killing Fields for a long period of time. After all, 100 million Black Dragon coins was only enough for 100 days. No wonder there weren't many people here. Third brother, you're star level 1. The price should be higher. Hong said softly. Yes, spirit readers are more expensive than fighters. On the side, Thunder God said, I need 2 million Black Dragon dollars a day. You're a spirit reader, so I've seen that you need 5 million Black Dragon dollars a day, or 3,500 Ganwu dollars. It's too dark. Luo Feng was completely shocked. Moreover, the higher you go, the more powerful you are, and the more shocking the price of spending a day here. Thunder God spoke in a low voice. If world overlords came here, the amount of money they would need in a single day would be an astronomical figure to us. High price? What joke, tall my ass. Babata's voice resounded in Luo Feng's mind. To be able to provide any enemy you want, even space techniques, spirit weapons, etc., can be used here. Where else can you find such an environment? This place is a good place for families, sects, organizations, empires, and other powers to nurture their elites. Luo Feng nodded. Go and bind your bank account, Thunder God said. This way, you can directly deduct the money from your bank account when you spend it. Understood. Where do I bind it? Asked Luo Feng. Follow me. Under Hong and Thunder God's lead, Luo Feng went to the counter to bind his account. At the end of the large hall, there were many corridors. Every corridor you enter, you'll immediately enter a killing field that belongs to you alone. Thunder God said softly, whatever opponent you want, feel free to choose. We won't be following you in now. Hong smiled. Luo Feng nodded. During the conversation, Luo Feng saw many people walking along the corridors. There were many universe mercenaries. Even Luo Feng saw a universe 2-star mercenary. One had to say, it was rare to see a powerful warrior on the Black Dragon Mountain Island. However, in this killing field, they could be seen everywhere. Also, do you see that old man over there? Thunder God said softly. HM? Luo Feng turned to look. There was indeed a green-skinned old man with a head full of wrinkles, squinting his eyes as he sat on a chair, very relaxed. The other people sitting and resting in the large hall beside him didn't disturb him. From an Earth person's point of view, this old man's appearance was unsightly. However, he gave off a strange feeling of peace and tranquility. He's called Man Luo. He's the person in charge of the Killing Field's Black Dragon Mountain Island Division. Thunder God said softly. We saw a good show before. This old man fiercely reprimanded 2 universe mercenaries. However, those 2 mercenaries didn't even dare to talk back. Luo Feng was shocked. In the virtual universe, even if you were an undying being, you still couldn't kill anyone in the virtual universe. After all, this was just a network. Hence, even if you were a big figure, they would respect you and give you face. If they didn't respect you, they wouldn't care about you. To be able to make the 2 universe mercenaries not dare to talk back, it was indeed strange. Hee. The green-skinned old man in the distance looked towards Luo Feng and the others, smiling. Damn, Luo Feng and the others were shocked. He heard it. Forget it. Let's hurry and enter the killing field. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God each followed a corridor and entered the depths. As they walked, suddenly the space around them changed. It was a vast space. Luo Feng stood on a meteorite. A golden book appeared in his hands. The book seemed to be made of metal. After reading it once, Luo Feng understood. This is the killing field. Babata, send out the request. I need 1,000-star Traveler level 9 fighters as opponents. Luo Feng's eyes were slightly red. Licking his lips, I've endured for too long. It's time to vent. After the possession, Luo Feng had a bloodthirsty killing impulse every day, attacking his soul time and time again. It was just that Luo Feng had been enduring it. No problem. Luo Feng, I've set the battle environment to be a desert. 1,000 opponents will use normal genetic energy weapons. You will choose the level 3 spirit weapon soaring shuttle, level 2 battle armor. Babata said, the request has been sent. As long as there were any weapons in the universe, 99% could be chosen in the killing field. Rumble. The killing field began to change. The original space disappeared. The surroundings became a vast desert. Luo Feng stood on the desert ground, dressed in a blood-red battle armor. Before him floated the soaring shuttle. Simultaneously, in the distant sky, appeared a blur of fighters dressed in white battle armor, wielding all sorts of weapons. Kill him. The majestic fighter army. All of them red-eyed as they rushed towards Luo Feng. Luo Feng, however, revealed a smile that came from the bottom of his heart. Hoo. In an instant, the soaring shuttle split into 30 blades. They were very thin and small blades. Each of the 30 blades was a little bit apart from each other, naturally forming the shape of a swordfish. At the same time, there was a faint golden thread on each blade, causing the golden thread to run through each blade, forming a vivid swordfish. Soaring shuttle's second form, swordfish formation. Rumble, 1,000 strong fighters charged, like a dark cloud pressing down on Luo Feng. So, Luo Feng rushed into the sky, rushing straight into the large group of fighters. Wherever that golden swordfish went, there would be a rain of blood. However, the entire fighter army ignored the losses, madly surrounding Luo Feng to kill him. Time passed minute by minute. Not a single fighter retreated, all the way until the last fighter became a rain of blood falling from mid-air. The battle ended. Luo Feng, whose entire body was covered in blood, stood in the desert, letting out a long sigh. Much better. You've been forcefully suppressing that killing intent every day. The longer it goes on, the more uncomfortable you feel. Until the very end, your entire being might go crazy. Now that you've gone on a killing spree, it's a good way to vent. It'd be weird if you didn't feel good. Babata, is this the side effect of the possession? Luo Feng was helpless. Before the possession, he was very decisive in killing. However, it wasn't to the extent that there was always a bloodthirsty killing intent within. This bloodthirsty killing intent was completely ingrained in his bones. Every single golden horned beast was famous for its bloodthirst and killing intent. Even though Luo Feng's human soul was forcefully suppressing it, it could only suppress it and not eliminate it. You've gotten the advantage, and you're still trying to act innocent. Babata despised. Huh. Luo Feng looked at his own body. If I didn't have this level 2 armor set, I'm afraid I'd be dead. 1,000-star Traveler levels 9, killing a star level 1 was very easy. Even though Luo Feng's consciousness was strong, his spirit weapon's power was shocking. He still suffered a few heavy injuries, relying on the armor to reduce the attack power by half. The years of bloodthirsty killing intent he had been suppressing were finally released. The first time, he crazily slaughtered 1,000-star Traveler level 9 fighters. The second time, he battled with 10-star level 1 fighters alone, killing 8 before dying from his heavy injuries. The third time, Luo Feng directly used his opponent Thunder God, a star level 1 with a level 1 domain, using a level 2 genetic energy weapon, level 2 armor. In the end, Luo Feng was killed by Thunder God. Only now did Luo Feng realize that he was stronger than Thunder God in the past because of his spirit weapon. If he gave Thor a grade 2 origin power weapon, he would lose. The fourth time, Luo Feng once again set his opponent to be on par with Hong. After a total of 98 battles, Luo Feng finally felt extremely tired, at the same time, extremely satisfied. Satisfied? He had never experienced such a satisfying battle in his entire life, being able to choose any opponent, setting his opponent's strength. Tired? Babata looked at Luo Feng lying in the desert. Luo Feng, since you've already finished your battles, I'll tell you about the most important use of the killing fields. This place's expenses are very high. You only need 3,500 Ganwu dollars a day. A Universe Level 1 Spirit Reader would require 350,000 Ganwu dollars. A Domain Lord Level 1 would require 35 million Ganwu dollars. A Sector Lord Level 1 Spirit Reader would require 5 billion Ganwu dollars a day. Do you know why it's so expensive? If it's so expensive, why would a Sector Lord come? Luo Feng was shocked. Sector Lord, joining a strong empire, one would be able to obtain an entire galaxy as their territory, being able to build their own world. 5 billion Ganwu dollars. Even though they could afford it, no one was stupid. This killing fields had to have a corresponding value. Only then would it attract them. This is the most important place of the killing fields. You, Hong, and Thunder God don't even know. Babata proudly raised his head. P.S. Chapter 1 has arrived. Chapter 319. What's the important use? Luo Feng asked urgently. The first use is something everyone knows. It's to choose the opponent you want to battle against. The second use is more important. Babata's little face revealed a proud smile. You've read that metal book before. You know, you can set your opponent as you please, right? Yes. Luo Feng nodded. The second use is you can set your opponent. Body quality, spirit reading strength, consciousness, ultimate moves, weapons, etc. They'll all be exactly the same as you. The only difference is the opponent's experience is incomparably rich, extremely good at battle. Babata said, "Do you understand what I mean?" Luo Feng was shocked, after which he was overjoyed. Right? The opponent was himself, an extremely experienced, extremely good at battle. This kind of spar, looking at the opponent's battle techniques, etc., it was very easy to absorb experience. After all, the opponent's body, consciousness, spirit reading, etc. were all the same as himself. Through this method, you can swiftly absorb experience. Babata said, "Of course, the above two aren't the most important." Babata laughed mischievously. Luo Feng held his breath. At least Babata's second method. Luo Feng was extremely excited. How should he improve? How should he battle? He could set his opponent and use it as a reference. This way, his battle techniques, etc., could swiftly improve. It was a very effective use. To the strong warriors of the universe, which one of them isn't extremely cunning, with rich battle experience? That's why the thing that attracts them the most is the killing fields has the teacher's effect. Babata emphasized. Teacher? Luo Feng was shocked. Right? Babata nodded. Look, Luo Feng, with your current consciousness strength, how many blades can you control? 36. Luo Feng said. The stronger the golden horn beast, the stronger Luo Feng's consciousness strength naturally grew. Right now, the golden horn beast was a star level 7. Its consciousness strength could control 36 blades. According to the soaring shuttle's 3 forms and 9 levels, amplitude strength of 36, you already have the power of the 5th level. But why do you still use the 30 blades to form the swordfish formation? Babata asked. Amplitude strength of 36. It's just that I've met the requirements. There's still many difficulties in using it. Luo Feng couldn't help but to say flexibility, usage techniques, how to drive, etc. After failing over and over again, it takes a long time for the soaring shuttle's true power to be unleashed. Right now, my amplitude strength is 36, but I still need to ponder for a long time before I can unleash the power of the 5th level. Haha. Luo Feng, if you set up an opponent who also uses a soaring shuttle, set him to be able to use the 5th level of the soaring shuttle. Babata smiled, revealing 2 fangs. Like this, don't you see with your own eyes how others operate the soaring shuttle? Luo Feng's eyes lit up. The difficulty of watching someone practice over and over again in front of him was completely different from reading books. Furthermore, you can set up an opponent who can control the soaring shuttle perfectly. This way, you will be able to see exactly how to use the soaring shuttle in order to bring out its greatest power. Babata continued. Incomparably perfect, Luo Feng was very clear. The first form of the soaring shuttle, the mountain drill, didn't require any technique at all. It just shot out in a straight line. The swordfish formation, on the other hand, emphasized agility and technique. The third form was even more complicated. At this time, one's controllability was very important. In different people's hands, it would unleash different levels of power. Similarly, using the swordfish formation, if it was executed perfectly, one's battle strength might increase by 1 or 2 times. This is a free sparring partner, a free teacher. You want to learn the soaring shuttle? This way? Won't it work? Babata smiled evilly. You're still considered average. Like your teacher, an undying. He's quite accomplished in the aspect of space. He can even use space techniques to hide the coordinates of the universe. Babata explained. However, to continue improving, what do? I can totally set up an opponent who knows space techniques, an opponent who is a bit stronger than him in terms of space techniques. This way, personally spar with the opponent time and time again. Then in terms of space, to improve, it'll be much easier than training alone. Babata explained. Luo Feng was enlightened. Many techniques that touched on the origin of the universe were vast and profound. Just watching the opponent use it, naturally it wasn't possible to learn it. However, if one already had some comprehension, sparring with an opponent who knew the technique, naturally it would be easier to comprehend more. Free sparring partner, free teacher. Luo Feng couldn't help but compliment, after which he stared. No, this place's fees are very high. High fees? Wait until you become a sector lord, or become an undying. Just how hard is it to break through a place like the killing fields to them? The price-to-performance ratio is simply too high. Spending some money that isn't too painful for them to get an opponent they need. Babata exclaimed. You have to know, many strong warriors are stuck at the door of the universe. Finding an opponent slightly stronger than them to fight with, it's very easy to trigger, allowing them to break through. Luo Feng couldn't help but nod. No wonder the killing fields dare to charge such a high price. Babata, how can this killing field simulate completely realistic techniques and techniques? Luo Feng couldn't help but ask. The boss of the killing fields is the Virtual Universe Company. Babata said, over countless years, who knows how many warriors from the vast universe have sparred in this virtual universe. Every battle scene will naturally be recorded by the virtual universe. Hence, the virtual universe database is extremely huge. There are many secret techniques and techniques. Of course, They all unleash the techniques and don't have much training in them. Babata explained. Luo Feng nodded. Indeed, like the Yun Mo Planet Soul imprint technique, even if the virtual universe network recorded the scene of him unleashing it, without the training manual, it was still useless. However, to other people who trained in the same path, it had a stimulating effect. Babata, help me set the opponent as the Golden Horn Beast, a star level 1 Golden Horn Beast. Luo Feng shouted. Luo Feng had already completely discovered the most valuable use of the killing fields. That was to let him have a clear direction, letting him know how to train faster. This killing fields was the Virtual Universe Company's database, and as one of the 5 great Leviathans, they were many times stronger than the Universe countries. The battle scenes of the Golden Horn Beast, the Virtual Universe Company definitely had a reserve of it. Chi, dead again. Again. Luo Feng stood in mid-air, looking at the terrifying Golden Horn Beast covered in black scales. He finally understood the Golden Horn Beast's strength. He was a star level 1, and his consciousness amplifier was at 36. His spirit weapon's power was extremely huge. The Golden Horn Beast, too, was a star level 1. One-sided. Of course, it would fall by itself. The same level and level. For a human to defeat the Golden Horn Beast? That's practically an impossible task. Even if someone did, that person would be an absolute genius that was born from a trillion galaxies and would have a being even stronger than your teacher to carefully teach him. Babata said, As for you, Luo Feng, your strength has risen too quickly, and your control of the soaring shuttle is still very rough. Even if 10 of you come, you'll still lose. Death. Death again. Luo Feng was killed time and time again by the same level and level Golden Horn Beast. There was actually another reason. Luo Feng set the Golden Horn Beast to be extremely proficient in battle. So, this is how the Golden Horn Beast should fight. The wings actually have the feeling of a blade, so the best way to use these scaled wings isn't to attack, but to slash like a blade slash, and this gliding also greatly increases its mobility. The tail has the feeling of a whip. The tail is indeed the fastest part of the Golden Horn Beast, only that I only know how to use it very simply. However, this Golden Horn Beast tail in the killing fields is like a real whip. Sometimes it actually vibrates and slashes, causing the space to explode. Its power is obviously much stronger. The sharp claws don't come out. Once they come out, their power is earth-shattering. Luo Feng was immediately stomped to death by the Golden Horn Beast's claws. It's like this. Reviving once again, Luo Feng was extremely excited. I know how to train the Golden Horn Beast from now on. Having good talent, it didn't mean that every Golden Horn Beast was equally strong. One had to know that in the previous generations of Golden Horn Beasts, the absolute space technique, many died at the first level, many were stuck at the second level. However, in history, there were Golden Horn Beasts that managed to train to the third level. What did this mean? Even with the same powerful bloodline, there were differences in their internal battle strength. Luo Feng wanted to make himself the strongest Golden Horn Beast in history. In the days to come, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God first bought a piece of land in the Black Dragon Mountain Island 9-Star Bay, customizing a few wooden houses according to their wishes. It was completely enough for Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God's families to live there. For this, Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God even sent large amounts of consciousness-sensing helmets to Earth. Luo Feng's family all loved it here. His parents loved virtual reality games, enjoying their wonderful lives in the virtual reality games. The 2 children, Ping Ping and Little Hai, accepted Babata's education plan. From young, they began to receive martial arts guidance and entertainment. The most excited was undoubtedly the little brother Luo Hua. It's too magnificent. Earth's stock market, compared to the universe's financial investment system, is like a drop of water compared to the ocean. This place is a heaven for investors that truly love finance. Luo Hua was extremely excited. He even asked for 10 sensory helmets from Luo Feng for his assistants. Since then, Luo Hua and his assistants stayed in a 3-story wooden house, beginning to analyze the finance of many universe countries, making investments. As for the capital, Luo phoned back, then gave Hong and Thunder God 500 million Ganwu dollars each. Naturally, he wouldn't give less to his little brother, the same 500 million Ganwu dollars. The virtual universe, it indeed had everything. Along the way, Luo Feng also found out that the little satellite in the wormhole had discovered a universe ship. Luo Feng estimated it to be the Newland Shan family's ship. However, by the time it reached Earth, it would be 2 years and 8 months later. Luo Feng wasn't in a rush. He was currently in a state of extreme joy. 30, you say I'm crazy. Big brother is the crazy one. The longest I've been in the killing fields is 3 days. Look at Big Brother. He's actually been in the killing fields for 8 days straight. Doesn't he get tired? Thunder God and Luo Feng were sitting in the corner of the killing fields hall, ordering some drinks and tea. P.S. 2 chapters completed. The 6th part of the Swallowing Space Sector Lord's World begins. Chapter 320. Within the killing fields lobby, Luo Feng and Thunder God were casually chatting. This was also an effective way to relax. Luo Feng, Thunder. Haha, it's rare to meet you two inch along with a clear laugh. A black-skinned brute with a body like a black bear and a skinny white-skinned red-haired youth walked over shoulder to shoulder. Bielemu, come, sit, yelled Luo Feng as he waved his hand. They often stayed in the killing fields to train and often chatted in the killing fields lobby, so naturally they got to know a few elites who stayed in the killing field for a long time. Everyone was clear that those who could stay in the killing field for a long time were either rich or had a strong background. Their futures were all extraordinary. More friends means more paths. In the future, they might need friends in the universe, so everyone made the conscious decision to make friends. In a short month, Luo Feng made friends with over 30 people, and these two in front of him were the two that he had a good relationship with. Why hasn't Hong come out yet? Said Bielema loudly. He hasn't come out for 8 days, said Thunder God. How Crazy Hero couldn't help but to laugh. Oh yeah, let me tell you guys something. For a while, I'm afraid Bielemu and I won't be coming to the killing fields, nodded the sturdy brute on the side. What's wrong? Luo Feng and Thunder God froze. These two were the same as him, the type that often stays in the killing fields. Bielemu and I were ordered by our teacher to apply to become a Universe Mercenary Trainee and participate in the Universe Mercenary Trainee exam. Oh, lowered his voice. This Universe Mercenary Trainee exam is much more dangerous than normal adventures in the universe. I heard that the death rate and elimination rate are very high. If Bielemu and I don't come to the killing fields in a month, we'll probably die in the exam. I'm telling you guys today because I'm afraid that if we disappear in the future, you'll say that we're not good friends. Haha. Really? Luo Feng and Thunder God were shocked. Is this Universe Mercenary Trainee exam really that ridiculous? It's dangerous, but those universe levels, domain lords and sector lords, over 99% of them are mercenaries. Hua's gaze was sharp. If I don't fight, I'll just be a small soldier in the guards, being ordered around by others. If I want to be above others and live a carefree life, I have to fight. I have to fight. Okay, Bielemu nodded heavily. Luo Feng and Hong exchanged glances. Because the two of them were already high and mighty on Earth, they didn't feel any pressure at all. Unlike Hua, Bielemu, and the others who were heavily nurtured, their living environments were much more stressful than Luo Feng's group. Those great forces would spend a lot of money and resources to nurture them. If it didn't get satisfactory results, how could the fate of those eliminated disciples be good? Hurrah, Bielemu, is the mercenary trainee exam really that dangerous? Thunder God was puzzled. Universe Mercenary Alliance. They were divided into adventurers, trainee mercenaries, 1-star mercenaries, 2-star mercenaries, and 3-star mercenaries. Adventurers did not need to go through an assessment. They only needed to register to become an adventurer. Trainee mercenaries needed to go through an assessment, and 1-star mercenaries needed to go through an assessment. Every title had to go through an assessment. The trainee mercenary assessment could be taken once one reached the star state. The elimination rate was extremely high, very dangerous. A low voice came from the tall and sturdy Bielemu's mouth. His voice seemed to be echoing from his chest. Being a universe mercenary has always been a life and death adventure. Therefore, The mercenary trainee exam is the entrance exam to eliminate fighters and spirit readers who aren't suited to be mercenaries. The exam locations are all the Sector Lord's worlds that have been excavated long ago. Bielemu said, "In the Sector Lord's worlds, the Universe Mercenary Alliance will create many dangers and difficulties to eliminate a large number of people. During the elimination process, if you're lucky, you might not die, but the death rate is still very high." Sector Lord's worlds? Luo Feng was shocked. Sector Lord's worlds. Luo Feng did some research and asked Babada about it. In the universe, a universe-level fighter is a big boss. And if you're a domain lord, you can directly display your powerful domain in real life. A domain lord's domain isn't like Hong's or Thunder God's domain. It's thousands of times stronger. As for a sector lord, not only does he have an internal world, he can also create a world. In this world, many things can be created according to the sector lord's imagination. So many things that don't conform to common sense can happen. "What are you talking about?" A voice rang. Luo Feng and the others turned their heads to look. It was Hong, dressed in a black battle uniform, smiling as he walked over. His entire being gave off a high-spirited feeling. Luo Feng couldn't help but to sigh. Hong is indeed a monster. Time after time of extreme battles, most people would be extremely tired. However, Hong doesn't seem to be tired at all. "I heard you guys say that the death rate is very high." Hong also pulled a chair and sat down. "We're talking about the Universe Mercenary Trainee exam," said Thunder God. "The instructor is here." Bielemu's low voice rang. "Instructor?" Hurua also looked towards the entrance of the hall and immediately saw 3 silhouettes walking over. One of them was their instructor. Bielemu and Hurua immediately put down their crossed legs and became much more serious. "Instructor, the universe-level fighter, Instructor Quincy you guys were talking about before," muttered Thunder God. "Who is it?" Luo Feng looked over curiously. Hurua said softly, "It's the Baldy in the green battle uniform in the distance." Luckily, in the virtual universe, everyone's strength is fixed at the level of a beginner-level warlord. Even though you can get the virtual universe to test your strength, only in special situations, like the killing fields, can you display the same level of strength as in real life. And unless it's a special situation, no matter if it's a normal person or an undying fighter, they all have the body of a beginner-level warlord. Luckily, that universe-level instructor's body is weak right now and can't hear. Otherwise, once he hears the word Baldy, he would definitely teach his elite students a harsh lesson. "Baldy?" Luo Feng looked carefully. In the distance, there were 3 people walking shoulder to shoulder. 2 of them were Baldy, one in a green battle uniform, the other in a dark gray uniform. As for the third person, his ears were pointed, his eyes slightly red. Luo Feng's pupils contracted. This person's appearance is very similar to the Newland Shan family members. Amongst the 3 in the distance, the Newland Shan family member seemed to have noticed Luo Feng too, staring over. The 2 of them stared at each other from afar, like a needle against an awn. "Mr. Newland Shan, what are you looking at?" Universe Mercenary Quincy turned curiously, laughing. "Oh, 2 of them are students under me." "Your students?" Newland Shan's cold eyes glanced over. "Is it that black-haired youth in the blood-red uniform?" "No, I don't recognize that youth." Quincy shook his head. Beside him, another Baldy Universe mercenary said, "Those 5, amongst them the black big guy and the red-haired punk, are our organization's elite students. The other 3, I don't recognize them." "As long as it's not your North Dragon City, that's good." Newland Shan's eyes were cold. When he saw Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God, with one look he recognized. That black-haired youth in the blood-red uniform was the leader of Earth in the live broadcast on Earth. Luo Feng. Newland Shan immediately felt a surge of rage from within, rushing straight to his head. He, the battle-axe fighter. How heavy was his killing intent? Directly controlling over 1,000 life planets. The number of warriors under him were as many as the clouds. He hadn't felt such a sense of defeat in a long time. However, during the battle on Earth, he had indeed failed miserably. "Mr. Newland Shan." The 2 universe mercenaries looked curiously at Newland Shan. Newell and Shan, however, took large strides straight towards Luo Feng's direction. The two universe mercenaries followed behind. They had a favor to ask of Newell and Shan. After all, even amongst the universe-level warriors, there were differences in power. As a universe level 9 with a battle axe title, Newell and Shan's position was naturally very high. Even though the hall was huge, there were still over 10,000 guests. A warrior with a battle axe badge and 2 one-star mercenary badges on his chest indeed attracted many people's gazes. The three swiftly headed towards Luo Feng's direction. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. Instructor, Hua and Bilemu swiftly stood up. Hong and Thunder God glanced at Newell and Shan, curiously saying softly, Luo Feng. That person looks very similar to the Newell and Shan family. I'm afraid he doesn't have good intentions. Luo Feng squinted his eyes. After a while, their boots clashed together. The three universe-level warriors stood before Luo Feng's table. Greetings to the two instructors. Hua and Bilemu said respectfully. The two bald instructors nodded, looking at Newell and Shan. Newell and Shan stood there, looking down at the seated Luo Feng, saying coldly, You are Luo Feng? Yes. Luo Feng looked at him. That planet is yours? Newell and Shan asked his second question, not saying Earth's name. Luo Feng grinned, right. Sell it to me. Newell and Shan's cold eyes stared at Luo Feng. Name your price. Luo Feng shook his head. 10 billion Ganwu dollars? Newell and Shan said. No negotiations. Luo Feng didn't hesitate at all. 100 billion Ganwu dollars. Newell and Shan said again. I said, no negotiations. No matter what price you name, it won't do. Luo Feng looked at Newell and Shan. Beside him, Hong and Thunder God also looked calmly at him. The two universe mercenaries beside were shocked. This Newell and Shan wanted to buy the planet of the youth in front of them. The price was even more ridiculous. 10 billion Ganwu dollars was enough to buy an extremely high-level life planet, and yet he directly named the astronomical price of 100 billion Ganwu dollars. What kind of planet was worth such a price? Even for Newell and Shan, taking out this amount of money would be very taxing. You're provoking me. Newell and Shan squinted his eyes, like a venomous snake staring at the youth before him. Young man, my temper isn't good, but today I'll give you a chance to transfer the planet under your name to me, and we'll end all grudges. Give you the planet? Luo Feng smiled. Was that possible? Earth was the home of countless people on Earth. To others, it might have a price, but to the people of Earth, it was priceless. Sorry, I won't be treating you to a drink. Luo Feng raised his cup, raising his head and downing it in one gulp. Newell and Shan's expression immediately became even uglier. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God didn't even look at him. Come, big brother, second brother, let's toast. Luo Feng raised his cup. Come, cheers. Hong laughed. Drink it in one gulp. Thunder God said. The three of them completely treated the battle axe titled fighter Newell and Shan, who was standing beside them, like air. If it was in reality, if they saw Newell and Shan from afar, the three of them would have immediately fled as far as they could. However, in this virtual universe, who was afraid of who? Chapter 321. Luo Feng and the other two drank like there was no one else around. Newell and Shan stood beside with an ugly expression. The other two bald universe mercenaries were equally unhappy, because in the universe, maintaining respect for the strong was the most basic form of etiquette. From their point of view, the three youths before them were too arrogant and egotistical. This, Hua and Bilemu looked at each other, not daring to make sound. This one is really not bad. In reality, the price would be at least 100 times higher, right? Thunder God complimented. And it's very hard to buy. Hong added. The benefits of the virtual universe are many. Luo Feng complimented. Standing beside the table, Newell and Shan's eyes twitched a few times. His scorpion-like gaze swept across the three sitting at the table, suddenly shouting, "Three punks who don't understand etiquette." Luo Feng and the other two still didn't look at him. I'll let you know, even in the virtual universe, you have to respect the strong. Who? His right leg was like a large blade, slicing through the air, lightning fast as it slashed towards Luo Feng. You dare to attack? Luo Feng roared, his body fiercely leaning backwards, simultaneously using his left arm to block the kick. Pung! Nuolin Shan's right leg fiercely smashed into Luo Feng's arm. Luo Feng's entire body immediately retreated backwards, staggering a few steps. Simultaneously, his eyes gleamed, staring at the wine bottles, plates, etc. beside him. The wine bottles and plates immediately floated up and swiftly smashed over. Fight! Thunder God roared. Humph! Hong too rushed forward like lightning. Everyone had a beginner-level, warlord-level body constitution. Who was afraid of who? Careful! His explosive strength is even stronger. Luo Feng shouted. He was mentally prepared for Nuolin Shan's explosive attack before. However, that kick strength still exceeded Luo Feng's expectations. His left arm was in excruciating pain. Fighting with me? Nuolin Shan's cold leg slashed towards Thunder God, who was the first to rush over. Thunder God's entire waist twisted, dodging the kick like a fried dough twist, his fist drawing an arc, as though it was accelerated by a centrifuge, whistling strangely as it smashed towards Nuolin Shan. Nuolin Shan creased his eyebrows. His left leg strangely slashed horizontally, cutting towards Thunder God's waist, creating a shockwave. Humph! Thunder God's body softened, as if it was made of cotton. It actually wrapped itself around Nuolin Shan's left leg, at the same time preparing to use its binding technique. Soft techniques? Nuolin Shan's expression changed. Buzz! The muscles on his left leg bulged, and at the same time, he slithered out of the entanglement like a python. Boom! With a terrifying explosive sound, Hong's right leg was like a sharp, all-piercing towards Nuolin Shan's head. Nuolin Shan laughed savagely. He actually charged forward, just that his body slightly lowered, easily dodging that kick. But Hong's right leg that had been thrusting out had actually fiercely smashed downwards, directly smashing towards Nuolin Shan's head. Scram! Nuolin Shan shouted, his head actually smashing forward, his neck instantly becoming 2 or 3 times thicker. Boom! Hong's head collided with Hong's right foot, causing him to lose his balance and fly to the side. On the other hand, Thunder God's hands were like a lover's caress, his 10 fingers moving slightly, as if a gust of wind was blowing towards Nuolin Shan's flushed red face. But if one looked closely, it would seem that every finger was like a python. Chi-chi! Hong once again rushed forward. His fists were like waves, each punch heavier than the last. Extremely peculiar. Break God! Luo Feng, who was standing not too far away, shouted. A thread of spirit energy was like a needle, piercing straight towards Nuolin Shan's brain. Scram! Nuolin Shan shouted, his eyes glaring, his arms strangely expanding, at the same time bringing with it a peculiar prickling feeling. He smashed apart Thunder God's palms and Hong's fists, simultaneously smashing into the two's chests, causing Hong and Thunder God to spit out blood on the spot and fly backwards. Silence. Within the killing field's spacious hall, many people were looking over. If you break anything, put the money on my tab, Nuolin Shan shouted, following which he looked coldly at Luo Feng and the other two. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were incomparably shocked. Normally against opponents of the same level, Luo Feng's spirit energy attacks could completely sweep them away. However, as there were no spirit weapons in the hall, Luo Feng could only unleash his spirit attacks. However, this time, it didn't seem to affect Nuolin Shan at all. And Hong and Thunder God, before the Great Nirvana period, one was an internal martial arts expert, the other was proficient in yoga and internal martial arts. The two were both experts in close combat, and this time they were actually defeated by one person. One had to know, everyone's body fitness level and spirit reading strength were the same. This was the virtual universe. Everyone's body fitness level was exactly the same. Just you want to use spirit attacks against me? Nuolin Shan looked at the shocked Luo Feng, laughing coldly. In the Battle Axe Dojo, if one doesn't have a way to deal with spirit attacks, how can one survive, much less win 1,000 battles and obtain the Battle Axe Fighter title? Even though their spirit reading strength was the same, but the strength of their consciousness, as a Battle Axe Universe Level 9 warrior, his consciousness was indeed extremely strong. As for the two of you, Newell and Sean looked at Hong and Thunder God. I admit your close combat techniques aren't weaker than mine. It's a pity. Your strength exertion is too weak. My strength exertion is more than twice that of yours. Don't think that just because this is the virtual universe network, you can look down on the universe-level warriors. Even with the same body, the strong can still easily trample on you. Well said. Beside, the universe mercenary Kuin, she shouted. Right? In the virtual universe network, even the weak have to respect the strong. In terms of consciousness, technique, experience, strength exertion, etc., these punks are still too far off. Still arrogant. Beside, there were a few universe-level warriors speaking. Immediately, many people looked at Luo Feng and the other two with weird gazes. These three punks actually dared to disrespect the universe level? Respecting the strong. This was the universe's most basic etiquette. Serves them right. Serves them right to be trampled on. Many people said amongst themselves. Hong, Luo Feng, and Thunder God's expressions were ice cold. Newell and Sean, Luo Feng said coldly. Respecting the strong is the most basic etiquette. Before this, I've never offended any of the strong seniors in the Killing Field's Great Hall. However, you bastard, because of your greed, my clansmen have died by your hands in the tens of thousands, right? Earth's people had indeed died because of the Newell and Sean family. In a few battles, many had died from the shockwaves. Along with the arrival of the Newell and Sean family, the entire world's headquarters cities were in chaos. Many fought and looted, many died in the chaos. You even wanted to forcefully buy my planet earlier? Killing my clansmen, forcefully buying my planet, and you still want me to respect you? Bullshit. Keep dreaming. Luo Feng lowered his head and spat fiercely. Newell and Shan's expression kept changing. However, he had no way to refute. What Luo Feng said was indeed true. The surrounding people from a Black Dragon Mountain Empire who had some background nodded. So it was like that. No wonder this youth would go against the Battle Axe-titled fighter. Oh, no wonder. This youth sure has guts. The surrounding people didn't find it strange. They had enmity with each other. Naturally, there was no need to talk about respect. Newell and Sean looked at Luo Feng, nodding slightly. What a talkative mouth. It's not that I can speak, it's that I'm in the right. Being in the right makes me strong. Hence, I naturally won't be afraid of you. I won't lower my head to you. Luo Feng stared at Newell and Sean, laughing coldly. Mr. Newell and Sean, if you weren't greedy, the three of us brothers were drinking here. Why did you have to bully us three juniors? Newell and Sean was furious within. However, he didn't know what to say. He clenched his fists tightly. What? You want to fight again? Thunder God cried out weirdly. We can't beat you, a Universe Level 9 senior with the Battle Axe title. It was rare for Hong to mock someone. Big brother, second brother, let's go. Luo Feng called out. Let's go. Hong said, let's not waste time talking to these kinds of people. Thunder God agreed. Luo Feng and the other two immediately headed out of the large hall. Newell and Shan's expression was ashen. He was infuriated within. However, he was clear that he was indeed eyeing Earth, eyeing its treasures, since he was greedy. Naturally, he couldn't say it out loud. What's more, he didn't want to reveal this now because the treasures on Earth, he didn't want anyone else to discover them. Luo Feng. Newell and Sean said coldly. Luo Feng turned around, looking at Newell and Sean, smiling. Mr. Newell and Sean, is there anything else? Earlier when I attacked you, were you unhappy? Newell and Sean squinted his eyes. Right, I wasn't happy. Luo Feng laughed coldly. You, a Universe Level 9, experience, strength, consciousness, etc. are all stronger than us. The battle wasn't fair at all, and you want us to be unhappy. I'll give you one chance. Newell and Sean snorted softly. I'll find 3 underlings, the same level as you. They'll each battle with you 3 times. As long as you can win 1 out of the 3 battles, then this bet will be your win. I'll give you 10 billion Ganwu dollars. If you don't win a single battle, give me your planet. Betting is fine, but the stakes are planets? No way. Luo Feng looked at Newell and Sean. Newell and Sean gritted his teeth in anger. This Luo Feng, wasn't he overestimating Earth too much? Unless Luo Feng didn't know. Even with the automaton ship and other treasures, With Luo Feng's background, the moment he took it out, it would be snatched away, directly exchanging it for 100 billion Ganwu dollars. He's actually not willing. This is 100 billion Ganwu dollars. He really wanted to obtain the legal rights to Earth. If that was the case, even if the treasures on Earth couldn't be excavated, he could still directly auction Earth and sell off all the treasures. With the legal rights, doing many things would be much more convenient. There wouldn't be a need to sneakily send 2 universe levels to infiltrate Earth. This kind of action was called stealing. And what Nulan Shan was most worried about was that Luo Feng had already applied for the rights to Earth from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. That way, the big families of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire would know how to head to Earth. Nulan Shan was afraid. Those big families, too, were interested in Earth, sending people through the wormhole to head to Earth. After all, the Nulan Shan family was only the 3rd family of the Kaluo Empire. And the influential big families of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, their founders were usually sector lords. If those families were to interfere, his Nulan Shan family would have no hope at all. P.S. 2 chapters completed. Chapter 322. Within the Great Hall of the Killing Fields, Nulan Shan watched as Luo Feng and the other 2 left, his gaze cold. The 2 bald universe mercenaries from the North Dragon City organization walked over. One of them, Instructor Quincy, even laughed. Mr. Nulan Shan, that Luo Feng and the other 2 are just 3 punks. There's no need to be angry at them. If Mr. Nulan Shan isn't happy, find a chance and destroy their bodies in reality. Right, Mr. Nulan Shan, I think we should enter the battle space first. The other bald universe mercenary urged. Wait a moment. Nulan Shan was cold, turning to look at the not-too-distant Bilemu and her. The 2 of you come here. Us? The white-skinned, red-haired youth Hura and the tall and sturdy black man Bilemu looked at each other, their hearts filled with fear. A warrior that even the 2 instructors had to smile and talk to was looking for the 2 of them. It was simply too easy to bully the 2 of them. Hura felt even more bitter within. Luo Feng, we've been screwed over by you 2. Greetings, Lord. Hura and Bilemu said respectfully. Whatever Mr. Nulan Shan asks you, just answer. Instructor Quincy ordered. Yes. The 2 replied respectfully. Let me ask you. Nulan Shan looked at the 2. That Luo Feng's virtual universe network number is. Hura and Bilemu were slightly shocked, hesitating for a moment, looking at the 2 universe-level instructors and the battle-axe titled warrior. The 2 lowered their heads and exchanged glances. Finally, Hura said softly, Sir, Luo Feng's virtual universe network number is... Hura reported a long string of numbers. Okay. After hearing that, Nulan Shan turned and left. The 2 bald universe mercenaries followed behind. Milky Way Earth. The Westlake courtyard had been rebuilt. Luo Feng had even ordered an even higher level D1 grade castle. The entire castle was also the planet's main control center for the planet's defense system. The entire solar system's many little satellites, defense systems were all under this control. Castle, 7th level planet control room. Master, 3 batches of people have entered the wormhole in the virtual zone. The first batch is a D3 spaceship. The second batch is a D1 spaceship. And the third batch is a C8 spaceship. Luo Feng stood within the main control room of the Earth's defense system. Before him was a huge floating screen. On it there were 3 images, each of the 3 universe ships. This scene caused Luo Feng to slightly crease his eyebrows as he pondered. These 3 groups of people should be from 3 different places. According to the grade of the spaceship, we can determine the strength of the spaceship. The first batch has a high chance of being universe-level warriors. The second batch is an elite star level or universe level. The third batch has a high chance of being a star-level team. Luo Feng swiftly deduced within, ever since he applied to become Earth's leader. In that case, the way to Earth was to enter through the wormhole and travel for 2 years and 8 months. The Empire would definitely know about this method. Hence, Luo Feng expected that some other powers would send their scouting teams over. Luo Feng, there's a new mail for you in the Virtual Universe Network. Oh, connect to the Virtual Universe Network. Black Dragon Mountain Island. 9-star bay had many large luxurious residences either by the bay or by the protruding hills and mountains, each family built according to their own wishes. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God bought a plot of land by the bay. Many of the buildings were made of wood. Young master, this is a beautiful move. Second young master, this is the time to kick. Uncle Ming too. When will I be able to enter the inner sect? Very quickly, just a little more training and you'll get it. In a 3-story wooden house, 2 black Ming youths were teaching Luo Feng's 2 children, Ping Ping and Little Hai. When Luo Feng suddenly appeared, the 2 children looked over in surprise. Daddy. Luo Ping and Luo Hai, under Luo Feng's instructions, were specially sent into the virtual game. It was a virtual game with supplementary teaching effects, naturally learning in the midst of entertainment. In terms of body, strength, exertion, techniques, etc., even though they were still children, these 2 children of his were many times stronger than him back when he lived in a cheap rental house. And Luo Feng had long used some nurturing and evolution treasures for the children. This was very common among the big families in the universe. This allowed Luo Hai and Luo Ping to reach the intermediate warrior level at the mere age of 4. On Earth, it was indeed shocking. However, in the universe, it was very normal. Who's male? Luo Feng sat on a chair beside. With a thought, a screen appeared before him, swiftly pulling out a mail. HM? It's actually a mail from Newell and Sean. Luo Feng was very shocked. This Newell and Sean actually knew his virtual universe network number. Maybe Newell and Sean knew he wouldn't chat with him. Hence, he simply sent a mail over. Luo Feng, too, was interested as he carefully read the mail. It was written very long, explaining in detail the dangers of the universe, reminding Luo Feng of the dangers of the automaton ship. 10 birds in the forest are not worth as much as 1 bird in the hand. The automaton ship was expensive. However, if he didn't have the life to spend it, he might as well exchange for it now. TSK, this Nolan Shan is really rich. Luo Feng looked at the mail, Nolan Shan's large amount of conditions. This time he didn't want to buy Earth, but to jointly manage Earth with Luo Feng. The 2 of them were in the form of shares. Luo Feng had the majority, still the leader. Their Newell and Shan family had the minority. At the same time, the automaton ship would belong to the Newell and Shan family. This way, the Newell and Shan family could still do many things. Share form? Jointly manage? They only want the automaton ship? Luo Feng rubbed his chin. Don't exchange. Luo Feng, the Unimo planet ship is already damaged. The conditions to repair it are very harsh. And when your strength is strong enough, you can get your hands on that automaton ship. Then you could do whatever you want. Babada said, the automaton race's technological advancement far exceeds that of human society. Don't ever agree to that, Newell and Sean. Earth's treasure, this automaton ship, can be said to be your trump card in the future. I understand. Luo Feng nodded, after which he deleted the mail that Newell and Sean had arranged for his underlings to carefully write. After a while, Luo Feng, Peral, and Bilemu are requesting a call. Connect. Luo Feng flew into the wooden hut's 3rd floor. A screen appeared before him. On it was the skinny Peral and the tall and sturdy Bilemu. Luo Feng, I'm very sorry. We've given your virtual universe network number to Newell and Sean. We didn't have a choice. However, just a virtual universe network number, it shouldn't affect you too much, right, Luo Feng? Peral said. Beside him, Bilemu also said, we've just received the order to gather. We're about to set off to participate in the Universe Mercenary Trainee exams. See you later. Hope we'll be able to return alive. Peral revealed a smile. All the best. Luo Feng raised his fist. Come back alive. The matter of revealing my virtual universe network number will be forgotten. Ha! Peral laughed. Right, Luo Feng. I see that you 3 brothers have always been in the slaughterhouse's slaughter space. If you have the time, go try out the battle space. It's much more interesting than the slaughter space. Battle space? Luo Feng was slightly stunned. All right, I'll go take a look later. Earth had been managed by Luo Feng to the point that it was impregnable. He even went through the slave market to purchase 29-star level 9 stages, along with the 7-star level 9 stages that were still alive, forming a 36-man elite team. And with the planet's defense system, it could be said that as long as it wasn't a universe level, it would be easy to deal with. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were all immersed in their own training. Slaughterhouse. So the battle space is like this. Look at the introduction compared to the slaughter space. It's quite interesting. Luo Feng and the other two stood at the counter of the slaughterhouse's great hall, looking at the video introduction on the screen. The slaughter space was specially made to serve one person. One could set up all sorts of opponents within. It was the best place to train. And the battle space was where true fighters battled against each other. The battle was between two true humans, and not virtual. And the consumption within the battle space was only 1/10 of the slaughter space. I'm a star level 1. I can only challenge opponents of the same level for now. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God sat in a corner of the slaughterhouse's great hall. A screen floated before them. On it were large amounts of opponents' strength introductions. To battle, one had to send out a request, and the opponent had to accept. Haha, 30, big brother. Look, this person actually calls himself the number 1 warrior. Yet he's won 21 matches, lost 921. His evaluation is still 1 star. The battle space, one could casually give themselves a name. This was for some famous people and big figures to use to hide their identities and training. These types of consumption places, naturally the customers had their own needs, they had their own ways to accommodate them. I can only challenge people of the same level. Luo Feng's gaze immediately went past the evaluation, 5 stars, looking at the evaluation, 6 stars, 7 stars, etc. opponents. The entire evaluation system, the highest evaluation was 9 stars. That was definitely an absolute warrior of the same level. This month, I've already reached the 5th level of control of the soaring shuttle. I'll choose a 7-star opponent and try it out. Luo Feng officially sent out a challenge request. This was Luo Feng's first time challenging someone of the same level and level. 1 second, 2 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes. Damn, I challenged a 6-star opponent, and he didn't even reply, ignoring me. Thunder God stared. My opponent ignored me too. Luo Feng said helplessly, Big brother, what about you? Big brother? Thunder God looked at Hong. Hong rubbed his nose, saying solemnly, I challenged a star traveler level 9. 9-star, I feel I should be able to battle him. However, the challenge request was immediately rejected. The system said, as a 9-star warrior, the opponent has the authority to set it. Only those at least 7 stars can challenge him. Luo Feng and Thunder God blinked. The 3 brothers, the first time they wanted to spar with someone, they were actually looked down upon. P.S. The first chapter has arrived. Today is Saturday. However, Tomato still has chapters. Naturally, he didn't dare rest. The first day of the new year. Brothers, vote your monthly votes. Rush to number 1. Chapter 323. Hong, Luo Feng, and Thunder God were all very confident. Hence, they immediately challenged the strong warriors of the same level. That's not weird. Who asked us to be newbies with our ratings of none? Thunder God said helplessly, if we were strong warriors, in order to not waste time, we'd probably choose the higher-rated ones to battle too. Right now, from what I see, we'd better start from scratch and make a name for ourselves. Start from none. Let's rush up the ratings first, then we'll be able to find a strong warrior to spar with. Even though Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were confident they could sweep away the 1 and 2 stars, they still had to take it one step at a time. Luo Feng, what name did you come up with? Thunder God asked to hide one's identity within the battle space. One could come up with any name. Madman, Luo Feng said. And you? Martial God. Thunder God said. You're shameless enough. Luo Feng was speechless. Beside him, Hong couldn't help but laugh. Luo Feng looked at him. Big brother, what about you? Assassin, Hong said casually. Back then, Luo Feng had the nickname of Madman, and Hong was a killer before the Great Nirvana. As for Thunder God, this person used to be a training maniac, a training madman, daring to have the title of War God. That was crazy enough. Then let's begin. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God lowered their heads, sending out invitations to their opponents. All three of them sent out invitations to one-star opponents. Your challenge, pass. Teleport to the battle space. The virtual universe system's notification appeared on Luo Feng's screen. Only then did he let out a sigh of relief. This was his third challenge before he succeeded. He didn't expect the same level one-star fighters to be so arrogant, disdaining to fight a newbie with a rating of none. The opponent he finally successfully challenged was called Blood Swordsman. Battle Space. In an incomparably vast grass field, there was a black metal arena about 10 kilometers long and 10 kilometers wide. A tall, green-skinned man, carrying a long blade on his back, stood in the arena, muttering, "Madman?" This opponent actually called himself Madman. Looks like there's a crazy element in his bones. TSK, TSK. Trampling on a crazy person feels the best. Newbie, let me teach you a good lesson. Nicknamed Blood Swordsman, 12 wins, 3 losses. In the arena, a black-haired young man wearing a black battle suit appeared out of thin air, stepping on the soaring shuttle. The battle suit and the soaring shuttle were both selected from a system. The battlefield dimension and the slaughter dimension allowed players to choose any weapon they wanted. As for the battle armor, they had to choose a battle armor of the same level. Hello. Luo Feng smiled as he looked at the green-skinned youth. Very polite. You call me lunatic? Haha, just because you're very polite, I won't trample on you too badly. Blood Swordsman laughed. Blood Swordsman? You're my first opponent in the battle zone. If you accept my challenge, I will let you die a painless death. Luo Feng smiled. However, his eyes were filled with a bloodthirsty madness. Even though he had been massacring in the killing field space, he was able to vent the bloodthirsty urges he had been suppressing for so long. However, venting to his heart's content also caused this bloodlust to seep deeper into his bones. What an arrogant newbie! The Blood Swordsman laughed coldly. With a rumble, he rushed towards Luo Feng at 10 times the speed of sound. The high speed caused the air to explode far behind the Blood Swordsman. Luo Feng calmly floated in midair. Go! Luo Feng extended his hand and gently pointed at the Blood Swordsman. Xiao! The 30 golden engravings on the blades swiftly emitted golden threads, forming a golden swordfish. The swordfish was almost alive. With a twist of its tail in mid-air, with a slight movement, it drew a peculiar arc, easily brushing past the origin energy blade that the Blood Swordsman was trying to block, piercing right through his forehead. The Blood Swordsman's body flew a distance due to inertia. Simultaneously, he naturally fell downwards. Finally, his body landed on the grass outside the arena. Xiao! A golden swordfish swiftly flew back to Luo Feng's feet, merging into the soaring shuttle. Madman's first battle, victory. After madly studying the swordfish formation for a month in the slaughter dimension, battling over 10,000 times, I've already reached the 5th level of control of the soaring shuttle. Right now, using the 4th level of control is like using my own arm, nimble and nimble. Killing those of the same level, I'll definitely sweep through them. Luo Feng was very confident. This confidence wasn't without reason, because his consciousness amplification had reached 36. Among the star level 1 spirit readers, to be able to simultaneously control 36 weapons, even in the universe, he would be considered an absolute genius. Luo Feng's consciousness was strong because of the Golden Horned Beast's powerful soul. Such a strong consciousness. And with the UNMO Planet's Control Chapter basic training, this soaring shuttle was created by his teacher, Huyin Bo. Using the UNMO Planet's control methods made him like a fish in water. Not afraid of learning too much, just afraid of learning too much. Luo Feng's mastery of the soaring shuttle was indeed high. Dang! The golden swordfish's tail shook, immediately smashing onto the green blade, causing the spirit weapon to tilt and crash into the black arena, causing a small hole to appear in the arena, with sparks flying everywhere. And the golden swordfish took the opportunity to circle around the black-robed opponent's head, slicing it off. Madman's second battle, victory. Pucci. The golden swordfish pierced right through the opponent's chest, exploding in an instant, 30 blades shot out from various parts of the opponent's body, 3 of which shot out from the top of his head. Madman's third battle, victory. Woo, I've finally gotten a 1-star rating. Continue. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Thunder God wielded a thunderblade, releasing his domain around him, snakes of electricity circling him. A star level 1 with his own domain? When I first saw the information the system gave me, I couldn't believe it. There really isn't one. Come on. Let me see just how strong a domain master is, said a one-eyed tall and skinny man who was rated as a 4-star domain master. He held a saber in his hand. You'll find out soon enough. Thunder God grinned. After killing you, I'll get a 3-star rating. Hong wielded a long black spear, silently standing in the arena. A Star Traveler level 9 domain warrior? Interesting, it's rare to meet one like this, come on. A short and sturdy youth, wielding a blade in each hand, his eyes red with excitement. Meeting a 6-star rated one in the 3rd battle, very good. Hong nodded. Ever since the first 2 battles, when he revealed his domain, this line was automatically added to the system's information. He didn't expect that someone with a 6-star rating would take the initiative to challenge him. How could Hong refuse? Naturally, it was a battle. Within the arena, battles were extremely quick. It was very normal to fight hundreds of battles in a day. Of course, after losing a battle, many people would stop and reflect on the battle. Battle, defeat, reflection, comprehension, and battle again. This was a process that many people experienced. However, Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God, when they first started their crazy battles, they didn't lose a single battle. Especially Hong and Thunder God. As they had their own domains, they were challenged by higher-rated fighters. This caused their ratings to rise extremely quickly. After all, defeating a 6-star martial artist of the same level was more effective than defeating 101-star martial artists of the same level. About 3 hours later, within the Great Hall of the Killing Fields, Luo Feng and the other 2 sat together. Second brother, I haven't even fought to my heart's content, and you're already calling me out? Luo Feng looked unhappily at Thunder God. Every battle has to be serious, especially when they're getting stronger and stronger. I'm a little mentally tired, everyone rest. Thunder God smiled. Beside him, Hong nodded. I'm not too tired. I haven't felt anything yet. Luo Feng couldn't help but say, how many stars do you guys have? 6 stars. Thunder God said. 7 stars. Hong said, I'm only 3 stars. Luo Feng gritted his teeth. I initiated the battles at the start. After that, it was the higher-rated ones who challenged me. Thunder God laughed. Star level 1 domain warriors are very rare. Hence, many warriors want to spar with me. Me too, Hong said. Luo Feng laughed helplessly, understanding why Hong and Thunder God's ratings rose so high. Even though he killed quickly, most of them were low-rated opponents. Also, he didn't have anything that could attract high-rated opponents to challenge him. I'll drink a drink first. After a while, I'll continue to enter. I won't stop until I reach 6 stars. Luo Feng said, 6 stars. Only then could one barely be considered a true warrior of the same level. Even for the same level fighters, in terms of strength exertion, awareness, experience, weapon usage techniques, realms, etc., it would result in a huge difference in battle strength. Crazy. Luo Feng was crazy. Battle after battle, causing his battle record to constantly change. 121 wins, 0 losses, 183 wins, 0 losses, 218 wins, 0 losses. This kind of record of not losing at all finally attracted the attention of some high-rated warriors who began to battle Luo Feng. Because these hundreds of wins and 0 losses, it could very well be the first time a warrior entered the battleground space. There was a good saying, after spending a long time in the battleground space, as long as the battles continued, no one would dare say they could always maintain a perfect victory. The Black Dragon Mountain Island's killing fields indeed gathered countless elites of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God's rapid rise in the battleground space, gradually attracting the attention of many. In the battleground space, if one spent money, others could watch the battles. Hence, the more spectators, the more shocking the fee. Of course, even if it was a star level 1 fighter with a 9-star rating, The fee wouldn't be too shocking. After all, it was just a star level 1 fighter. If it was a domain lord or sector lord battle, then there would be more spectators. However, these star level battles, there would still be a few higher-ups of the organizations watching occasionally to see if they could recruit people into their own organizations. After all, geniuses had to be recruited early. If they were late, they would be snatched away by other organizations. Newell and Sean, I heard that your 100 Tiger building, isn't it gathering some elite disciples? Look, this young man who just appeared, he's definitely a first-class spirit reader genius. If you miss him, others will snatch him away. First class. Right, this young man's consciousness level is extremely high. A star level 1 with such a high consciousness level, it's simply unbelievable. Also, in terms of controlling spirit weapons, he's extremely high too. Look, in just 2 short days, he's already 822 wins and 1 loss. His rating, he's already 7 stars. Newell and Sean looked at the battle on the screen in front of him. Just as he was about to watch carefully, he noticed a person's face. Luo Feng. Newell and Sean looked. His original anticipation immediately vanished. His heart filled with displeasure. End of 2 chapters. First day of the month. Everyone, please don't lose your monthly votes. Tomato number 3 has exploded. These 2 days, I'll leave it to everyone. Don't let the monthly votes fall apart. Monthly votes, I'll spend however much you have. Chapter 324. Newell and Shan's face was cold. Looking at the screen in front of him playing the video, he didn't have any good feelings towards Luo Feng, especially after he had arranged for someone to write a very enticing email and send it over. However, Luo Feng didn't reply at all. This naturally made him furious. Seeing Luo Feng in the limelight, how could he be happy? Watching and watching, Newell and Sean revealed a shocked expression, looking at the big-nosed man sitting beside him. This is the genius you were talking about? In the video, Luo Feng was basically being trampled on. Complete defeat. This is the video of the last match. The big-nosed man introduced. This youth called Madman. After losing this match, he hasn't fought again. The video of the last match? Newell and Shan's lips curled upwards. Looking at the scene of Luo Feng being trampled on, his smile grew. Within the arena, it was completely empty. Luo Feng sat alone on the black arena. The soaring shuttle, too, fell beside him. How could it be like this? Couldn't even withstand a single blow. Completely couldn't withstand a single blow. She's just a fighter, not a spirit reader. A star level 1 fighter, with only a 6-star rating. Actually, my soaring shuttle actually couldn't resist her at all. Luo Feng's eyes were filled with pain. The scene before was like a nightmare. 822 wins. 1 loss. 822 consecutive wins. What kind of glory was that? What kind of spirit was that? Luo Feng had thought that he was an absolute genius amongst the star level 1 fighters, that not many could beat him. However, just now, meeting that dual-blade wielding female fighter, he was basically being trampled on. This female fighter even gave him chances time and time again. Every time she could kill him, she let him go, consecutively letting him go at crucial moments 9 times, the last one slashing across his forehead. Death. In just 1 short battle, the opponent threw the fight 9 times in a row. Clearly, this female fighter was just playing. Her strength far exceeds Luo Feng's. Like an adult toying with a child, she threw the fight 9 times and killed Luo Feng on the last attack. I'm actually this weak? Am I that weak? Luo Feng gritted his teeth in pain. At this time, there were many challenge requests sent to Luo Feng. However, he didn't even have the mood to fight anymore. His mind was filled with the scene from before. No matter how strong his swordfish formation was, under that female fighter's incomparably firm and sharp blade, it was slashed to the side. Left and right blades, flawless. How could he lose so badly? She was at the same level, and she was a martial artist. I can't believe Luo Feng could accept defeat, but he couldn't accept such a crushing defeat. This crushing defeat told Luo Feng one thing. Just on this Black Dragon Mountain Island, there are many people stronger than him at the same level. Otherwise, how could someone of the same level trample on him so easily? In another battleground dimension, Thunder God was fighting a female martial artist dressed entirely in white. Thunder God's previous battle record was also very impressive. 691 wins, 3 losses, and his evaluation was 8 stars. Although he had failed 3 times, Thunder God did not care. After all, there were always winners and losers in a decisive battle. Most of the people who came to this battle were here to achieve a breakthrough. Failure was much more beneficial to a breakthrough than success. And because he had a domain, Thunder God's opponents were mostly 7, 8, or even 9 stars. Losing 3 battles was very normal. Break. Thunder God was in a state of madness, completely enveloped within the domain. The genetic energy blade in his hand became bolts of lightning. Dang, 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 dang. A series of clashing sounds. The female warrior was dressed in white, looking clean and refreshing. Her face was expressionless, and her eyes were cold. She held a sharp saber in her left and right hands. The 2 sabers floated in the air and unexpectedly blocked Thunder God's rapid slashes. However, in this incomparably fast battle, the white-clothed female warrior's saber strangely passed through Thunder God's saber phantoms and swept past Thunder God's neck. His head flew into the air. Thunder God defeated. Hong, dressed in a black battle uniform, wielding a silver long spear, his eyes gleaming as he looked at the opponent in front of him. Haha, satisfying. I've fought 695 battles in a row. Compared to you, the other opponents are not even worth mentioning. I'm not worthy of being called an elite. Hong's words were automatically translated by the virtual assistant into the universe language. Opposite him stood a skinny man in a white robe. The man held a long sword in his hand and looked at Hong. I didn't expect to meet an opponent like you in the slaughterhouse battleground dimension. Again, the man said in a low voice. Xiao. His body charged forward like lightning, directly closing in on Hong. At the same time, the long sword in his hand seemed to have a mind of its own as it drew a strange arc, as though preparing to attack various parts of Hong's body. Ha ha! Hong laughed heartily. The tip of the spear in his hand curled, as though it was creating a million waves, directly engulfing the opponent. At the same time, the concept of the spear merged into the dark domain, like a terrifying whirlpool in the darkness, directly swallowing the white-robed youth swordsman. The white-robed youth swordsman's long sword was incomparably clean, piercing into every part of the whirlpool. At the same time, the lightning domain around him expanded. Rumble. The 2 clashed and separated, and then clashed again at lightning speed. Intense. Hong had fought 695 battles in a row before, and every one of them had been won easily. But this time, he had suddenly met a terrifying opponent. The 2 of them fought over 1,000 rounds. Obviously, Hong's domain was stronger than his opponent's, but the opponent's incomparably accurate, fast, and strange sword techniques were indeed extremely strong, causing the 2 of them to be evenly matched. After fighting for so long, neither of them made a single mistake. Rumble. The 2 of them stood separately on the arena, facing each other. Killer, you won my respect. Let's call this a draw. The white-robed youth swordsman said. You've also won my respect. Hong's eyes were like stars as he stared at his opponent. I've trained hard in the killing field for a month, and my spear domain has improved again. Until now, I've never used this move. Now, I'll use this move as a sign of respect to you. Hong's words were translated by the virtual assistant into an electronic voice. What? The white-robed youth swordsman's expression changed. This move, I call it This Hatred Never Ends. After Hong finished speaking, the long spear in his hand trembled, and instantly, the long spear was like a huge dragon that fiercely shot out, bringing with it a whirlpool concept, causing the surrounding dark domain to become even denser, creating an unceasing tornado-like shockwave, with the tip of the spear as the tip. The white-robed youth swordsman's eyes narrowed, and the long sword in his hand stabbed out like lightning. Pooh! 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 Every sword strike was strangely just a hair's breadth away, brushing against the edge of the spear tip. The spear tip was incomparably strange and slippery, The entire air seemed to be affected by it, unable to block it at all. And even if the white-robed youth wanted to escape, he was enveloped by the domain, and his speed was inferior. He couldn't block it either. Poochie. The strange and terrifying spear tip pierced straight through the white-robed youth's forehead, coming out from the back of his head. This battle, killer, Hong victory. Killing Fields, Great Hall. The blood-red ceiling of the Great Hall, black tables, ice-cold chairs. Luo Feng and Thunder God sat there, their moods extremely bad. I didn't expect you to meet her too. Luo Feng laughed bitterly. What, you met her too? Thunder God was shocked. Luo Feng nodded. That female fighter really... I'm not her match at all. She was completely toying with me, ravaging me. Her body quality is only at the star level 1, the same level and level as me, but she's actually so much stronger than me. My soaring shuttle, compared to her, is just a joke. Me too. I feel that she should have a domain, but she didn't even use it and already injured me 9 times, killing me on the last one. 2-2. Thunder God laughed bitterly. On Earth, the two of them, one was a peerless genius, the other stood at the pinnacle of Earth, the founder of the Thunder Dojo. Who would have thought that one day there would be someone of the same level and level as them, who could ravage and toy with them? Second brother, third brother, why did you call for me? A black-clothed Hong smiled, walking over in high spirits. Why does it seem like you two aren't in a good mood? We lost. Luo Feng shook his head. We lost very badly. Thunder God's expression was ugly too. Losing is a good thing. Hong sat on a chair beside, saying, only by losing can one discover one's weakness. Only then can one improve. But we lost too badly. Luo Feng glanced at Hong. Big brother, you seem to be in a good mood. Haha, I met an opponent, a very strong one. Hong laughed as he glanced at Luo Feng and Thunder God. If the two of you were at the Star Traveler level 9, you probably wouldn't be his match. Extremely powerful. If it wasn't for this month of training in the killing fields space, I wouldn't have been able to beat him this time. It's really satisfying to meet such an opponent. The killing fields, other than the lower cost, larger halls with higher human traffic. There were also some meditation rooms that had a high degree of privacy. Within one of the meditation rooms, a tall and sturdy man, his entire body green and black, sat on a sofa, looking at the screen before him. On the screen were 3 videos simultaneously, Luo Feng against a female fighter, Thunder God against the female fighter, Hong against the white-robed youth. The sturdy man's eyes lit up like never before. He stared hard at the 3rd video, Hong against the white-robed youth. He's actually a level 3 domain. That last spear, the domain he unleashed, is definitely a level 3 domain. A Star Traveler level 9 punk, actually reaching a level 3 domain. The tall and sturdy man was incomparably excited. Suddenly, pa, a knocking sound resounded. Enter, the tall and sturdy man said. The door opened. A white-robed female fighter with a serious expression and a white-robed skinny youth swordsman walked in, closing the door, after which the white-robed female fighter bowed respectfully. Lord, mission complete. Very good. You can all leave the virtual universe and return. I've already sent the contribution points. The tall and sturdy man said. Yes. The white-robed female fighter and the white-robed youth became nothing. Obviously, their consciousnesses had left the virtual universe and returned to reality. P.S. Monthly votes. Give it your all. Right now, the monthly votes have fallen too much. Brothers, rise.